Hello everyone, welcome back to the Kill Connor Club podcast, episode 75. I'm one of your hosts, James, and I'm joined, as always, by Tyler.
As always, how's it going, my friend?
It's going good. It's great.
That's
Wonderful.
the way. That's good. That's good.
I do want to ask before we get started, just for everyone, just let me know what the audio is like, because I've had to adjust it, because last time I streamed with desktop audio was for E3, so I had to adjust things there, so hopefully it sounds okay. Let me know.
Fantastic. So for those listening and wondering why the fuck we're here back-to-back weeks for Kill Connor Club, well, as pretty much all of you would know, that E3 2018 happened this past week, and we couldn't wait another week to talk about it to the great people, the great Kill Connor Club listeners. And as well, we didn't want to do it just on Clubhouse so only patrons heard it, because it's an important topic, because then we wouldn't feel like talking about it the following week anyway. So it's just a bit of a mess. So we're doing something different here. I'm going to explain it here, and then I'll explain it on Kill Connor Clubhouse, which is our bonus podcast exclusive to patreon.com/asalways, which is the reason we're here today. They help power this podcast here, Kill Connor Club. So what we're doing is 2 weeks in a row, back to back, not just technically 3 weeks in a row it'll be Kill Connor Club. So we're going to do Kill Connor Club episode 75 this week, and then as the normal schedule, next week will be another Kill Connor Club. It just so happened to be episode 76. And we're going to still be doing Kill Connor Clubhouse, both this week, what it's supposed to be on, and next week as well to make up for it. But we're going to do it a bit different. There's going to be a different structure. So because we're doing it back-to-back weeks for both podcasts, one after the other, Kill Connor Club won't be 3 hours. It'll be, I don't know, however long we feel like it, 90 minutes to 2 hours. So an hour and a half to 2 hours, shorter podcast. And then right after we finish here, we will go live on Patreon exclusive to patreon.com/asalways for Kill Connor Clubhouse and cover all the topics that we haven't touched on here. And the patrons over there will get a chance to ask us questions that we didn't address here that they want to hear about, plus the normal Clubhouse topics we go through, and then that will happen the same thing next week, a shorter Kill Connor Club and a shorter Clubhouse, but back-to-back weeks combined together. So hopefully that kind of makes sense to people so they know how it works. Just giving it to see how this goes, Who knows, maybe this will be a regular thing, we don't know, but this is just to kind of give it a shot here and cover E3 this year as soon as we can. Okay, one last thing of housekeeping we've got to get through, James, and that is to thank the great people over at patreon.com/asalways for helping power this podcast. So to thank a few of those sweet vintage lads, we have King Richard III, Ballsack 47, Tman or Travis, Billy, the Team Tynamite Captain Robertson, Josh Devillier, Damian, Get to Chopra, Mario 5380, Lumistrad, Josh Jordan, McZ 68, Ben or Modorox, TheHumbleWorm, Elstico 91, Emil Katborg, Austin, Sjors, GdayItslaZer, Prudhvi Muvva, Shaded Rav, Julli, Adam Sundling, HBart12, SaggyTits, Jayce the Last Medici, TheACMJS, James and Lad, Yazen, Joe the Sexy Boi Smith, Brian Ford, Connor Durose, GingerNutJared, Big Up LongEaredFox, George Walford and Fox, Joshua Maurer, Gene, Marcus Blackburn, Seth, Oscar, RAVJAI, Son of a Bitch, Ogeaidogo, Brendon or BQ Overlord, and Pink Flame 313. Thank you, sweet vintage lads, for helping power this podcast. All right, James, here we go. Thank God we got through that.
Wonderful.
All of the shit is out of the way. All the housekeeping's done. Not all of the shit, but all the housekeeping's out of the way.
All of it's out of the way. That's it. Let's end the podcast. That's it.
Yeah,
we're done. That's
all we're here for. Yeah. And I guess also, if you want to join us for Clubhouse after this podcast wraps up, $1 a month, you could become a sweet vintage lad over at patreon.com/asalways. Just $1 a month. It's a great idea. Also, if you're here live, be sure to like the stream as we're going, talking about E3 2018. So we've got a lot to cover. Before we do that, I feel like, James, we need to have a catch-up, just have a chat about what's going on to kind of ease our way into it, and then we'll go deep into E3 2018, just as people are sort of showing up to the stream. Give people, 5-10 minutes to get here and figure life out. So
I want to ask real quick before we get into anything else. What? Because obviously we're doing Clubhouse live after this. I was just gonna have the event nice and ready, so I don't have to quickly do it when the podcast ends. What episode are we on? Because I don't remember.
38. Kill Connor Clubhouse 38.
There we go.
And I know this isn't really what we need to be talking about live on Kill Connor Club because it's not Clubhouse, but the way I thought the best way to do it would be to do it like the live event on YouTube and then download the audio and re-upload it as well
Yeah, yeah.
as normal. So it's a nice audio MP3 file on Patreon for the people that don't get to listen to it live. Okay, cool beans.
Nice.
Let's get into it, James. You lost streaming, Kevin. You know what?
Oh,
You
yeah.
got put in the corner a couple of times this week.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
got
I did.
banned from Twitter, and you also got your streaming privileges taken away.
Yeah.
You were just in the corner. You were in timeout this week.
Yeah,
The fuck was
Yeah,
I'm more confused because both of them were a bit ridiculous. Because I mean, first of all, you don't deserve to have streaming capabilities because you're a racist. Second, Twitter, you've said the worst things ever of all time, and you're still on there. Yet this week you said nothing that bad and got banned. So I'm confused. Why don't you tell people what the fuck happened?
So I mean, yeah, to start off with Twitter because it's a lot more simple. I was just tweeting like I do, like I do, and then I put out a tweet about a meme that I found, which is essentially the concept of the meme, which I think it's so funny because it's so ridiculous, is the actress Millie Bobby Brown, who's in Stranger Things, who's obviously, like, if you've ever seen her on TV or, like, in an interview or anything, she's just a really nice person. I personally, like, this has nothing to do with it.
She's the girl that plays 11 in Stranger Things.
She does. And this is nothing to do with what I posted, but I don't like her for some reason. She irritates me.
You don't like her,
but that's got nothing to do with it. Like, I know she's.
Is that because she dated like your boyfriend Jacob Sartorius or whatever his name is?
The fuck. Oh, she did, didn't she? Yeah, I think she did.
I thought, are you trying to avoid the question? Answer the question. Is that why you hate it?
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I don't know why I don't like her. I think something about it irritates me. I don't know what it is, but that's irrelevant. She is a really nice person, and the meme is people taking pictures like of her Snapchat or something and captioning it with like really aggressively like racist or homophobic things that she'd never say, and it just looks so fucking funny because it's just so out of place and doesn't make sense. And so I posted a tweet saying, "Oh, I think those memes are funny," and like within like 30 seconds, my Twitter just got locked for 12 hours. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I didn't even post one of the pictures. I didn't even post the meme. Like, I just said it. I thought it was a funny meme, and yeah. And then I got locked out of my account, which was that was tough. But
it was like the best day of my life. I got to go on Twitter and read my feed as per normal. And when I say normal, I mean not normal. Where I actually get to see other people's tweets that aren't just yours. That was nice. Yeah. If only it was longer. It was only 12 hours, unfortunately.
But yeah, that was weird. It was really weird because I did actually several times go to open Twitter because I was like, oh shit, I'll post about this video I'm gonna make or this idea I had, and then I'm like, oh no, I can't. So I had to turn to like Instagram.
Did it make you rethink? Did it make you rethink your life and like how you have to like make friends, go outside, things like that?
No.
Were you just like, oh, did you realize? Oh,
it wasn't that long, so I was alright. I didn't get to that stage. But
I need to go outside and see the sun.
No doubt I'll get banned again at some point, so we'll see.
And I could just report you for anything and that'll ban you. It turns out. So
apparently.
I'll just go try to find one of your old tweets and
they're all gone. I got rid of all of them.
Sure you did.
I did. Trust me, you can't find anything.
Trust me.
I mean nothing like. I mean, there's things, but like nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It doesn't have to be that bad. Just things, anything.
I should go through and get rid of everything and make my Twitter super politically correct, and it'll be horrible. I'll have like 2 tweets left. It'd be so shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and then as well as the Twitter thing during E3, everyone that streamed the Ubisoft conference got their streaming revoked, for some reason. They were like, oh, this wasn't meant to happen. It's like, I don't understand how that can accidentally happen. Like, I don't understand. Because no one got a strike. I didn't even get copyrighted. I just got my streaming revoked. And that's what happened. Yeah. And it was really fucking weird. And everyone was like, because I was like, oh, this is really shit. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll try and contact YouTube. But once I looked into it, I realized that it happened to everyone. So it wasn't just like some people. It was everyone that streamed Ubisoft's conference had their streaming revoked, and everyone was going mental about it. So I tried to contact YouTube and Ubisoft. I got a response from YouTube just saying, "Oh, Ubisoft is looking into this." That's basically it, just like a copy and paste sort of reply. But then I waited like 12 hours, and then it still wasn't back. And it was just before I was about to stream Nintendo. It suddenly just popped up again, and it was back, and everything was fine. I was like, Jesus Christ, thank God.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I'd do if I lost streaming for 90 days. That'd really be an issue.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, it would be. What the fuck would we do with Kill Connor Club?
I'd do what we did back in 2015 and do it on Horsey and Fox.
No, we would not do it on Horsey Fox. I would just give you my channel login, and you could do it from my channel or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a way better idea.
I'll just give you. Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's what I thought about. I was like, worst case, I'll just give you my login, and then you can stream from my channel.
Yeah, that's way better.
Yeah, it's not like I'm worried, like, oh, James will delete my videos, he'll hack me.
Yeah, imagine if I did. The whole reason I've made this entire podcast and got close to you is so that I can fucking hack your account and delete all your YouTube videos, and then like just laugh to myself like, oh, yes, I got rid of all of Tynamite's YouTube videos.
I wouldn't even be mad, like I wouldn't even be upset about that, because the fact that like I'd be so impressed, be like, you know what, I deserve that. You know what I mean?
So
like, this is why I don't trust people. This is why. God. That's the reason.
But yeah. Well, if that ever happened, we've got it. Yeah, that'd be fine. We'd sort it out.
Let's do that. Yeah, fucking easy. Speaking of though, your other channels, your second channel, I don't really like. I know you're doing more on it, but like, what is it now? Like, it's got your second channel is like LazerzZ
Extra.
3 years ago.
That's what it is. It's LazerzZ Extra, so it's everything else. It's like, yeah, just lots of other things. Like there's the Let's Plays and the streams and different videos. Like I've got other stuff on there, like discussions and sort of stuff. Just other stuff. Just stuff I don't want to do on my main channel, I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of that's sort of where we're going. That, oh my god, we got a super chat and it's going through my fucking earphones again. I don't know how to turn that thing off.
It's Reese Julian again. Shout out the MVP of the last podcast, caught another live stream. How's it going, lads? We're very well, thanks to you, Reese. From New Zealand, I assume, since it's in New Zealand dollars. Shout out to my other nation that I'm a citizen of, apparently.
What?
I talked about that, didn't I? Have I ever talked about this?
I feel like it's ringing a bell, but I'm not sure. Explain.
I found out 6 months ago that I'm a New Zealand citizen.
Okay, why?
Because my father is born and from New Zealand, and by New Zealand heritage laws, any direct child of a New Zealand born citizen is a New Zealand citizens.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
So I'm both a dual citizen of Australia and New Zealand. I didn't know that. That's
great.
Yeah. So all those Kiwis that are like trying to, capture me and be like, Tyler's part Kiwi. I'm like, well, I guess I'm a citizen of your nation, so I guess partly I am. It's in a weird way. I could vote if I wanted to in your country, so
You should do. Just for a laugh.
I'll change my address and like voting electoral role in like New Zealand, and that I can no longer vote in my country anymore, but I can vote in New Zealand. So cheers.
That'd be great. That'd be worth it. A bit of a laugh.
I do love New Zealand though, so not as much as the country I was born and raised in, but whatever. Anyway, not important. But I just thought, how did that even come up? Yeah.
Classic.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
The super chat, Reese Julian.
Of course.
What? Oh yeah. So you've been playing on the second channel though. I want to ask about this.
Yes.
I've been dying to ask.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Evolution.
Yeah. Oh man, it's really fucking good. I'm having a great time. Every time I play it, I stream for like ages, and I don't even realize I've been going for that long. It's one of those games, like something like it always happens if I play The Sims or something. I just get so fucking into it that I just end up going on for ages. There's so many different things you can do, and I think it's one of those games, and I like that when you begin, there's sort of a bit of learning to do, because everything can be a little bit overwhelming. It's like, oh shit, there's a lot of things here. Like, what does everything do? How does it work? But I think the tutorials really help at the beginning. to sort of teach you how everything works, and that's great. And then once you sort of get into it, it's just like, oh, it's really fun just sort of trying to manage everything, and make sure that dinosaurs don't get out, and make sure their needs and wants are all at the same level, and he's just sorting everything out, getting in money and leveling up your park and stuff. It's just fucking great. And the way it's structured, which I like, is you have there's a bunch of different islands, and they're like challenges. So like you have the first island, and then then that's just sort of like the tutorial. Then you have the second island, which is like, it's sort of in disrepair, and you've got to like turn it into like a profitable sort of theme park, like dinosaur theme park. And then you've got like several ones after that, and the final one you unlock is like the sandbox, which is just like a blank sort of
which
island,
is all I want. Why do I have to go through other islands to get to that blank island?
I think the reason is because, well, I mean, I think one, it's like a reward, but also the rest sort of teaches you exactly everything else. Plus, you need to research shit, like, so, because, like, I mean, as well, I guess they're trying to sell a game. I guess it wouldn't be worth as much if they just gave you the sandbox right away. I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm enjoying just sort of slowly progressing through it and getting those unlocking new dinosaurs and researching shit and getting money in and everything. Which is because
you never played like Jurassic Park Genesis, which all that was, and that's what like came out like 2003 or something. That was my shit. That was my bread and butter, and that was just you just pick a map, small, large, medium, or large, and then fucking here you go, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even like put mountains in where you want it. Like it'll be a flat map if you wanted it to, or you can flatten shit and like, or you can have it automated where it like puts automatic mountains and lakes and shit, but then you can build all that sort of stuff on there as well.
Yeah.
And flatten areas and then build your park on that whole island. That's all I want to do. I don't want to go through fucking challenges. That's annoying.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you got to do it.
Does it take long?
Depends what you mean by long. I mean, like, are
you on the sandbox map yet?
No, I'm on the third island. Although I spent about 3 hours on the second island after I'd unlocked the third island because I wasn't done yet. But okay. So maybe you can do it quicker if you wanted to, but I'm just sort of taking my time, making it the best. I mean, the second island I sort of invested myself into, so now that's kind of my favorite one I've done, and I don't really want to move on, but
yeah, okay.
I suppose I need to.
But you want the sandbox, and then you can just it's your park, everything's yours.
I'll get there at some point, and then once I'll wrap up the Let's Play once I'm sort of finished that, and I've sort of done it to sort of where I can. It's like, yeah, this feels done, and then I'll wrap up the Let's Play and move on.
Yeah. Awesome. There's one last semi-announcement. I've already announced this, but like just to because I'm trying to advertise it every possible place I can advertise it.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into the E3 discussion, is Free Roam for Justice Season 3 has its official release date, July 2nd, Monday. Episode 1 premieres for the 10-episode run of Season 3. I'm so fucking excited to finally get this out. I've been working so hard on this for 8 months. And to finally get it all out. And I've got like the first 3 episodes are totally locked down. Everything's done. And I've done all the rough cuts for the whole season. But I'd still need like to do the finite details of everything still, which will take a while. The final voice work. And to put everything in from the extra voice actors, I've got to do stuff. So I still haven't sent you anything.
You haven't. James, am I in it?
Yeah.
Or...
Oh, well, I did cut you out from the first episode. You were going to be in the first episode, but as you've seen, I didn't. Yeah. I cut you out. I was going to use it's in the trailer. For like, you know how I got you to do the trailer. I was going to use that scene in the start, but I felt like there was too many intros to the first episode, so I cut out like there's like 4 intros, so I cut out 2 of them. So there's kind of like. There's only one main one and then like a 2-second thing before that, like the pre-intro. So I cut that out because there's too much shit going on. I was like, we just need to get into it. But I'm pretty sure you're in the last episode, I think. Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got something. I'm fairly certain I've got something I need to give you to do. But I don't really remember, to be honest. I have no idea. I'll have to check the script. But yeah, I mean, you're the commissioner, so you've got to do some sort of narration work. You narrated the whole last season. But yeah.
Good.
But I'm really excited for that. Really
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, if anyone hasn't watched the Free Roam for Justice series, I mean, you can check out a few episodes of the previous ones if you haven't, or catch up completely. And then check out season 3 because I would recommend it. Like, it's a really good time, especially this like new season that you've spent a lot of time on. And episode 1, I mean, the cut that I saw was really fucking good. So.
Yeah, and I've done a lot of edits onto that first cut as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the rest of the season. It's gonna be a fucking great time.
Yeah, I mean, it was all just minor stuff. There was a couple like lines I wanted to add in or cut out, or just like minor like sound to make sure everything sounded good. You know what I mean? Where I was like, man, I could do with some music here. I could do with like, oh, I missed this sound effect, or I was watching the second episode yesterday and realized I missed a Bayek voice. Like he had a line in there, and I'm like, oh fuck, I had to go totally like cut that out and like.
That'd be
You know what I mean? Because I can't have him other than him going, like those sorts of sound effects. Because I can't be that ridiculous. But other than that, you don't hear his fucking voice in the whole thing. It's just Batman.
That's good.
But yeah, I'm super hyped. I do want to do another poster though. I'm not sold on the poster I have.
Yeah, I said I was gonna give it a go, and then I forgot about it.
Yeah, you're just much better than me at it.
Yeah, I might have to try something.
I would love for you to give it a shot. Because I think anything you spent 5 minutes on would be better than whatever I've done.
I might try and do like a new... Because the season 3 one you've got so far is sort of in the style of the season origin one.
Yeah, exactly.
So I might try and give it another go and do... I'll try something.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a totally new style that you see, because I just try to copy your styles. If worst case, I'll just do that again, But then I'm like, you could do something totally new and fresh, if you will.
I have a bit of an idea, to be honest. I can get like a picture of Bayek from the game as well, like do a photo mode, sort of him in the armor as well, and then edit it a bit, make it look epic. But I'll try something.
Well, you've got 2 weeks, and then I'm kind of gonna need it, so.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll sort it out.
I am gonna put a trailer out the Monday before, so the 25th of June. Okay. I'll put a trailer out, and that'll be the final thing. Anyway, enough of the small talk. By the way, what the fuck happened in the chat? Look, all the messages just deleted.
Yeah, that was me. He's just posting like dumb shit, like. So I just had to. I just timed him out. It was just like Despacito 2 over and over and over again. Okay. And then The Shape of You 2. It's like, okay.
Okay. Anyway, we're here for a reason, James, and that is E3 2018, which was a beautiful thing. Now we're going to go through all the press conferences, cover things, and I've got a list here just kind of written down of a couple of things I want to go through. But just before we start, overall, in terms of the E3s you've been a part of, watching, following, covering, where would you stack 2018's E3 in overall? What are your thoughts? How do you feel now that's all said?
I think it's... I'm trying to think, which was that other one that was really good? Was it 2015 or 2016? The one that was like a really good time. I feel like it was 2015. It was the one where Sony had all those really cool announcements, and that was really fun and
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I mean, this was one of the better ones, I think. Or maybe, I mean, it's up there. It might be top of the ones that I've watched, or maybe like second. I think. Yeah. I'm trying to remember like the old ones, because the first one I ever properly watched was 2012. Yeah. And I can barely remember it. All I remember is staying up late to watch Assassin's Creed 3. And I don't remember much else. But 2018 was, it was really fucking good. I think that everyone did an equally sort of good job. At least Microsoft and Sony, in terms of, I think for different reasons, did sort of an equally good job. Like, I mean, everything that Sony showed and the way they showed demos for everything was really, really cool. Whereas Microsoft showed a lot of games, but they streamlined it in a way that wasn't like they were showing a bunch of shit indie games. It was interesting the whole time, which was good. I mean, Nintendo did a great job as well with the stuff that they showed. They're sort of straight to the point, and then showed a lot of Smash, which was interesting. And then, I mean, Ubisoft was fine as well. Like, it wasn't amazing. They didn't really have any big announcements or anything, but it was fine. Like, it was fun. It was a good time. And then, I mean, obviously Bethesda and EA was shit, and Square Enix wasn't even a proper conference. But overall, it was a good year. I think I enjoyed E3. And there's been some years where I've watched it and been like, wow, I'm actually just bored. Like, especially with Microsoft.
Last year sucked. I've got to say, last year's E3 to me.
Last year wasn't as good as a lot of years. Like, I still had a fun time, but that might just be because I was streaming it, and those streams are always fun.
Yes. Sure.
But yeah, last year was pretty boring. Nothing really happened, but we're sort of getting to that phase now where we're right at the end of this sort of console generation cycle. And so you're getting all these sort of they're sort of pushing the consoles to their limits and releasing, some great games to end it. Like, I remember the end of the 360 PS3 generation. We had some great games, like Grand Theft Auto 5 was one of them. We had like Black Flag and stuff like that. And obviously a bunch of other shit. And that was all great. So we're sort of getting to that point now with the Xbox One and PS4. And, I mean, soon we're going to start to see them announcing the new consoles. Maybe next year, but I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. But
yeah, I think... I know. Well, I don't think... if they come out next year, they'll announce them next year. But I don't think they'll announce them until the E3, like in 2013, where they're coming out that year. And I think at the latest, these consoles are coming out in 2020, both the PS5 and Xbox, whatever it's called.
I think so too, yeah.
I think there's a potential for one of them to come out next year. Might be Microsoft, might be Sony, decide to pull the trigger. I don't know. But 2020 is when I'm expecting the announcement and then launch in November that year for both consoles. By the fall of 2020, both consoles will be out, sort of thing.
Yeah,
I think there's a slim chance, but it's possible that next year one of them, if not both of them, come out. But I wouldn't put my money on it. My money's on 2020.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they talked a little bit about next gen, especially Microsoft did, like this year, where Microsoft said, oh yeah, our development team's already sort of well into developing the next gen Xbox. And then...
well, we've known this for a while, Like,
yeah, true. But they talked about it, which was interesting. And then you've got Bethesda that was saying, Starfield is the next gen game, and then Elder Scrolls will come after it. So it's got to be soon. And I think 2020, because I think maybe not next year.
So do I.
But I mean, we could be wrong, but I think 2020. I don't think any time after that. Like, a lot of people are saying, oh no, it won't be till like 2023, and it's like, but you got to look at the console cycles. They
have no idea what's going on. Yeah, if you think 2023, there's 10 years between, you don't know. You haven't been around long enough.
Yeah, I mean, the reason, like, last console generation was slightly longer, but not by a lot either. Like, it was only like a year or two that it was longer than the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation
and you
1.
can attribute that to the global financial crisis 2008 as well as other things. Like, the 360 generation and PS3 generation were longer than normal. And now
we're back to normal, so they should be the same. 6 years, something like that. 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
I don't think it's coming out next year, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I would not be surprised if we got announced at the same time, but I don't expect that. I'm expecting 2020. But I mean, I'd echo you. This year's E3, man, I loved it. I thought it was one of the best years in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Could be my favorite E3 since 2011, probably.
2011. What was 2011?
Which was when Halo 4 got announced, like that Halo 4 teaser trailer.
I must have watched that.
Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Yeah,
games like that. Like 2011 was pretty good. What else? There was a few others in 2011. Hang on, Skyrim.
Oh yeah, I was never into it around the hype. I got into it after it came out.
Yeah, that was Far Cry 3 was 2011. Yeah, 2011 was a fucking awesome year. Uncharted 3. Yeah, there was a Batman Arkham City. Yeah, wow, what a fucking
2011,
good year.
2011 was a classic year. That was good.
What a good year. Yeah, 2011 was good. Modern Warfare 3, not that I care. Battlefield 3, fuck yeah. My God. Gears of War 3. Yeah, fuck, I forgot. 2011 was huge, yeah.
Yeah, 2011 was a great year.
Yeah, so 2013 was up there, but I reckon since 2011, this year was my favorite E3. I did pay a lot more attention this year. Like last year, I didn't watch a single press conference. I wasn't really involved in E3 at all. So I wasn't that into it all. But this year was a lot of fun. I loved it, and showing up at your streams and stuff was awesome. And even being on the Bethesda one was good fun too.
Yeah, that was a good time.
It was cool to share a few of those surprises with you guys as well. Like at the end, it was. That's a cool thing, that whenever we look back at one of the most special announcements ever, Elder Scrolls 6, and we can look at like how fucking like we said, oh my god, about 7 trillion times.
I know. It's so great. We made it into a reaction compilation video. We put like a bunch of them together, yeah, and we were in it. Which
that's cool.
The compilation has more views than my one does, but I don't really give a shit. It's just a reaction video, but yeah.
I love watching the Kingdom Hearts compilation ones because those are the most dramatic of all of them.
I love it, especially when they put them all like around the screen at once, and then like a big thing happens in the trailer, and you see everyone like freak out at the same time. It's fucking great.
Yeah. So that's our overall thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go through each press conference individually, not including EA. We talked about EA last week because that already happened. So we'll start with, in order, Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think overall of Microsoft? And kind of let's break down the sort of major games, because Microsoft overall did really well, like you and I both agree, in the sense of, we said last week they have to focus on games and less on hardware and software. Mm-hmm. But Microsoft is so hardware, software driven. I was like, there's no way they can't do something on it. And they did mention a bit, but they did even less than I expected. And I knew they would have to focus on games. They just like went hard in the paint. They're like, we're focusing on games in a big way. 50 games they covered in that press conference. Like, that was amazing, dude. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, last year they did sort of a similar thing where they were like, oh, we're showing all these games, but a lot of them were indie games. Whereas this time around, every game they went into was like a reasonable game to do that with, rather than, focusing on an indie game for 5 minutes. So I think that was good. And all the indie games they sort of showed in one sort of like bit. They just sort of flicked through them all, like, look at all these indie games that are here. And that was cool. So they just sort of went through everything. And, all the games they showed were very interesting. I think there was only a few of them that I was like, yeah, that's a game I'm getting and I'm going to play. But it was still interesting. And they still showed games that were, interesting. So, yeah, I like that. I like the whole structure. I like their announcement of the new studios, just to show, they're sort of are going to be working on more, first-party exclusives for the Xbox, which is interesting. And
that's it.
As bloody announcing, because they said like, oh, bloody what they call Playground Games, and they're going to continue working on Forza Horizon, but also they're working on another open world title that they didn't fucking announce, and I really wish they did, but
I wish they did. But I think for me, I was sitting there like, we can't have it all. And once we got Elder Scrolls 6, I was like, fuck, I can wait for Fable. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of announcements, because we're gonna have to wait for the games no matter what. So I'm happy to wait for the announcement maybe until next year. But I think for me, I needed a surprise this E3, and I thought it was more likely to be Fable 4 than it would be to be Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
But we didn't get a Fable announcement. We got an Elder Scrolls 6 announcement. So it's kind of weird, but
that was kind of good though, because I was not expecting Elder Scrolls 6 in the slightest.
No,
that wasn't even like on the cards for me. So that's why I think it was so fucking great. And even though it wasn't anything, like it wasn't anything, but it was so good anyway.
It was everything. It wasn't anything. It was everything.
It's bloody great.
But I loved the start. They kicked it off with Halo, just a teaser.
Yeah. I like that teaser. What did you think of the teaser?
I liked it a lot. I loved it actually because it set the tone. Because it set the tone for the press conference to be really video game focused, in the sense of you're like, oh shit, here we go, we're entering. They take you into a world straight away, because they weren't showing what the game was. They're just showing it was an engine demonstration, this slip space engine they're using for Halo Infinite.
Yeah, and
the engine looked amazing.
It did. And
then they were going through all this stuff, and I started to realize, I'm like, I think this is, once I saw the blue light, I was like, oh, they're on a Halo ring. But then when the like animals started showing, I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's like not that. And then I kind of got thrown back and forth between what it was. Yeah. But then when they revealed and you see the old art style for Chief, and then they're on a ring, and I'm like, this gives me like old school Halo vibes, where they throw you off.
And they played his theme. They played Chief's theme. When it zooms back and reveals his helmet, it plays that first note of his theme, and it was so fucking good. Because they haven't used that. They haven't used his theme in Halo 4 and 5.
Yeah, that's true.
So
it was
nice
it was very cool. I was stoked. So yeah, no, overall I love that reveal. I'm excited for where this can go, and I did a video covering it, just talking about the story I think that's going to happen with it, the potential, and what this Halo ring is, which is Installation 07 Zeta Halo, which was used by the librarian and the didact to have ancient humans on there. That probably explains those like stone Halo rings that like have been probably been carved out by like caveman humans, and the carving on the walls and things like that. So there could be some interesting history here and significance to this specific one.
Yeah.
Especially for who the chief is as a character, because he's kind of like, I mean, this is pretty, if you're into Halo, you'll know what I'm talking about, but most people probably aren't this intricately into the details of Halo, but Master Chief being like the fucking Zeta didact, that's a wrong name, but it's fucking something didact, whatever it's called. This
I know what you mean.
This sort of indexed reincarnation by the librarian of like a second coming of this fucking character, the reclaimer that is Master Chief. It's called, when Halo 4 got announced, they called it the Reclaimer trilogy they were making, but which is now the Reclaimer saga, because it's not Halo Infinite. It's not the last Chief game. The story this will be like another one, and there'll be another one after this. But it'll be Master Chief focused. That's all I really care about. You're on a Halo ring. Let's just make the old art style.
It looks
I can't
very
really
Halo.
ask so much.
I
can't really ask for much more right now. That's exactly what it needed to be. Old art style Halo on a Halo ring. It's a Master Chief game. There's not much right now more I can ask for. Just please don't fuck it up. Just make the story good. And then I'll
figure it out.
I'll be stoked. But later on, they just kind of, Phil Spencer came out, who I'm a big fan of. I actually think he's been great for Xbox since he took over from the disaster that was the Xbox One announcement and that whole year, and then Phil Spencer took over and helped get Xbox back on the ground with backwards compatibility, and then bringing up Game Pass. Like he's helped start the future software wise for Xbox, but they really need to focus on games. And that, like you said, they talked about the first party studios they've purchased for Forza and things like that, like having Playground Games and a few other ones, including the one they've got, that new studio they opened up in LA, which is interesting because that's right near Naughty Dog and stuff. And Colin talked about that, and he thinks that's a good thing, that it's a studio near big studios like Naughty Dog and stuff.
The Santa Monica one, you mean?
The Santa Monica one,
yeah. Because PlayStation have one. That's the team that made God of War, Santa Monica PlayStation studio.
Yeah, so that and plus
so
Naughty Dog,
together there.
Which is a good thing, I think. So
yeah.
That's great. Then they revealed Fallout 76.
Yep.
At the Microsoft press conference, revealed to be multiplayer, which wasn't a shock. Well, they didn't even then. They just had like, it was a very Fallout announcement trailer, but we still knew what was coming the next day, Bethesda. And it was just a nothing normal Fallout trailer. Then we got, which was a good announcement, was Captain. What's it called? Captain the Adventures of
the
Life
Captain
is Strange
Spirit,
Captain Spirit, which looks fucking awesome. I didn't
really
play
great.
Life is Strange, but I want to play Captain Spirit. That looks like a good fucking game.
Let's
Like,
play
that
Life
looks
is
like
Strange. You gotta get on that.
Yeah, I think I might after I play Captain Spirit, but Captain Spirit's free and comes out in a week. So I'll play that, get onto Life is Strange.
God, yeah, I fucking love the Life is Strange universe. It's so fucking good. I can't wait for Captain Spirit.
So that was
a good time.
So they did quite a few cool like third party announcements. Microsoft didn't have a lot of
was one of them.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 is a big one. Microsoft didn't have a lot of exclusive announcements other than the promise of that they're really working on it, which is all we could really ask for. Which what I was like, you need to just tell us we're trying. We know when we know what's wrong with us, and we're going to do better. So I was happy for them. And then they just showed off some cool third-party games, like you said. Kingdom Hearts 3, they revealed the Frozen trailer.
They did,
which was
so great.
Oh my god! I don't want to go over too much of the Kingdom Hearts stuff. I'd like to do that later, like all at once, because there was so much Kingdom Hearts at E3. But they showed the Frozen trailer, the Aqua shit that went down.
Oh my god! Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. And it was a bit crazy. They showed, I'm trying to remember what it was. There was this, Metro.
Yeah.
New Metro game. Because I'm kind of just scrolling through the press conference now. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, which was cool. Then they did like Sea of Thieves stuff, which is a smart place to put it, because were all freaking out about Kingdom Hearts for a while, and then by the time we stopped freaking out, Sea of Thieves trailer was over. Like, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
That's kind of done. And then Playground Games come out, and like you said, they show Forza Horizon.
Yeah.
But also get announced that they're working on an open world RPG. So we're assuming that's Fable 4, right? Because the rumors have been that they're making Fable, and they're trying to do what Guerrilla did, where Guerrilla are the studio that made this Killzone, this first-person shooter exclusive, and then they go and make one of the best open world RPGs of the last decade in Horizon Zero Dawn. Now Microsoft's like, we need our own Horizon Zero Dawn, and then probably by now, shit, we need our own God of War as well. Fuck us. Like, you know what I mean? They're freaking out. They're in panic mode. They're like, Playground, I know you make car games, but how about you make Fable open world RPG like Horizon? You're British, fucking figure it out, fuck faces.
Yeah. At least they got a British studio to do it, assuming they are making Fable.
Yeah, which you'd have to think, right? And you have to have a British studio making Fable. Like we've talked about before, it has to be, you know, Britain is in the identity of what Fable is, and the humor, the British humor. So it's super important.
I bet now, like in this time where, you know, when they don't have Lionhead anymore, like I feel that would be so great for Microsoft if they still had Lionhead to make games from, because that was a great fucking studio. I don't know what happened to Lionhead.
I mean, like, I think there was so much. I think there was some real shit going down in there because they were being forced to make shit games they didn't want to make. You know, you had the head of the company, the head of the studio, Peter Molyneux, left. Then they put out that Connect piece of shit game. Then they tried to make a fucking like MOBA style like multiplayer Fable in Fable Legends.
Yeah.
And
then they did a card game.
And I think the people that were making it, probably Lionhead probably everyone hated it probably. I can only imagine people hated working on it. And there was so much like dissension. They're just like, fuck this studio, fuck them off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a shame, but that's Microsoft's fault.
Yeah, yes and no. I think the best thing that'll ever happen to Fable is either it dies permanently or a new studio picks it up, I think.
And does a really good job, hopefully.
Lionhead needs to, yeah. Yeah, Lionhead needed to let go of Fable. If they made another games, that might have been fine, but they needed to let go of Fable because they weren't going to do anything with it, because they weren't going to be given the freedom to do anything with it was the problem. Like, Lionhead were very controlled, and I think it was a timely thing for Microsoft that back then they tried to control everything too much, whereas now they're seeing what Sony are doing. They're probably being a bit more free with everything. Then there was the Division 2 demo. Oh my god. That
was the most boring piece of shit I've ever fucking watched.
Don't think I've ever seen a more boring demo in my life.
It went on for far too long as well. God.
But it was definitely in game. There wasn't like some fake demo, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, yep, well that looked like a Division 1 basic mission. Like, not even a good Division 1 mission, let alone this supposed to be Division 2. It looks exactly the same in every way. It's just in Washington.
It doesn't look like it needed another game. Like, it doesn't look like it's why is it a sequel? Why is this a brand new game? Why isn't this just an expansion? Like, what are we doing? Why is this a whole new game? But why do they... Nah, fuck it off. Shit game. Fuck the Division 1 and fuck the Division 2.
I was planning on getting the Division 2, but after the demo, I'm like, oh, no, I'm good.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'm glad I was never interested because it doesn't look good.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucked. They come out. So Microsoft come out with. They show the Gears logo, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Gears!" And I do like Gears a lot. Like I've played a bit of Gears of War 4, but I really haven't played Gears since Gears 3, and. And then everyone's like, you hear the crowd going, yeah, Gears, like, you know, an exclusive. And Microsoft need franchises like Gears that have those niche audiences that you know will always buy the games and love the console because of that game. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, Gears of War pops. It's like, what? God. And the crowd's just dead. And I'm like, oh no, this is a disaster. You're seriously not making this. And then they come out and they're like, that's not the only Gears game working on. I'm like, oh, thank God it was a trick. Okay, they started with the worst one, and then they reveal the real Gears game, and it's like, I guess, like a kind of a real time strategy game. Like if you've played any of the XCOM games, but Gears of War, I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like that'd be a cool audience. If I was a big Gears fan, I'd probably play that. And And I was like, that's cool, fair enough. It's not really Gears 5, but that's something. And they're like, we also have Gears of War 5. And I'm like, fuck, okay, good for you guys. Like, that's cool. I'm happy for that. Like, I just get really happy seeing Microsoft doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with announcing 3 Gears of War games that are totally different genres of game.
Yeah.
I've no problem. Because they're not even the same genre. They're completely non-competing Gears games, but they're using a good brand for their console that's exclusive to them. Like, I'm like, yeah, good for you guys. And there's been Halo Wars and shit like that, so I don't see a problem with seeing like an RTS Gears game or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I got no issue.
I agree, yeah.
But you're not a Gears guy. But
no, I've never played Gears. Oh, I did play one of them on the 360, but I didn't like it. So.
Okay, yeah. Then Dying Light 2 got announced. I was surprised by, like, with all the reveals like that came before E3 and all the leaks. I was surprised by a few things. And Dying Light 2 was one of them. I never played Dying Light 1, but it was the only zombie game I've looked at. I'm like, that actually looked like it might be even fun to play, like gameplay-wise. And Dying Light 2 looked even more so. So that's interesting. I know a lot of people are hyped about that.
Yeah.
And Just Cause 4 got a trailer. Looks like Just Cause 3.
So
not
boring.
gonna play that. God damn it, Aston. Why are you into that?
Oh god, so boring.
Stick to Spider-Man, bro. You don't need to go back to Just Cause.
Oh fuck, Just
Don't
Cause.
pretend to like it. And then Microsoft end with Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, I thought I was gonna be Watch Dogs. When everything glitched out, I was like, no, it's Dead Sec. No.
Yeah, I was watching you like saying that like, no, it's Dead Sec, it's gonna be Watch Dogs. I'm like, but it said CD and then it goes red. As soon as it says CD, I'm like, oh, it's Cyberpunk.
I didn't even realize when it said red. I realized. But like,
not even looking at it.
I was like, Jesus Christ! Like, in my head, I forgot that Cyberpunk was even a game that was coming. If I'd had that in my head, I probably would have thought it was Cyberpunk. But I completely forgot the game was even a thing that could potentially be at E3. So that was that. But when they did the password and it was red, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And I was like, oh shit, it's fucking Cyberpunk. And that trailer looked bloody great. I mean, they're showing gameplay behind closed doors, which is a shame. I would like to have seen a demo, but the trailer was good and it showed the world and it was like very. It looked like a CD Projekt Red game in terms of the visuals, a bit better visually than The Witcher, but like you could tell it was made by them. It looked cool. Like the world looked so fucking cool. It looked like it had a bunch of different areas. The people looked interesting. Yeah, and I mean, it looks. I'm interested. It looks good as a concept and as a world. Like, obviously, we don't know how it plays, so it's difficult to say.
Yeah, it's a first person.
You know, yeah, it is. It is first person.
I'm not that sold on it. I'm not, because I never played The Witcher 3, and though The Witcher 3 is like, at least looks like a cool game because I love fantasy games. Cyberpunk, yeah, I just had a fucking blowout. What the fuck's wrong with me? Cyberpunk doesn't look. It doesn't really interest me at all, to be honest. If I'm being dead honest with you, I know I'm like the minority because everyone is excited for it, but I watched. I was like, I don't care. I didn't care before. I still don't care.
Oh, it's gonna be great though. I like Cyberpunk as a genre on its own, but CD Projekt Red making a game in that genre is just gonna be fucking great. They're gonna do a bloody great job. I know.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. But I'd like to see how it plays because so far we don't know anything. So
yeah. Well, that was Microsoft. They killed it. I thought overall really good. A lot of fun, just getting lots of games and shit. And that you can't go wrong with just announcing lots of fucking games. Mm-hmm. Then we had Bethesda, which I think I don't really want to spend a lot of time talking about because it could be the most boring hour of my life.
It was longer than an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had Bilbo and Gandalf announcing Rage 2, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then the worst live music performance. Why in the world did they have a live music, like metal performance at a video games conference? Why?
Everyone in the crowd was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, no one was there to, have like one of these performances, so everyone's just like, oh right, this is loud and not what I came here for.
We hadn't had a big cringy moment at E3 by this point, so thankfully we got one.
There was EA had a few.
Oh yeah, I don't count them. EA are fucking dead to me, so they can go fuck themselves. They don't count to me. But yeah, that was
Yeah,
sad.
that
I
was
felt bad
bad.
for the band. It's not like they're a bad band, but like it was like who
Yeah,
what
yeah.
what are we doing? What
Yeah,
the
that
fuck
was
are we
so
doing?
strange. And when they were announcing Rage 2, that guy was just, for some reason, he spent like far too long nodding and like looking at the crowd and like moving his
Trying to get
hands around.
reactions.
Was
Gandalf was casting spells. Gandalf
so
was casting
weird.
spells on the audience to wake them up after the performance that just happened. So that's what happened.
Oh god, so fucking weird.
And
But
Bilbo was
Rage 2
wishing he
looks
had the
shit
fucking
anyway.
ring to go invisible and leave the stage.
Oh,
But yeah, Rage 2 looked like every first-person shooter game, just in like I think I said while we were watching the conference. I go, it's like they went to Avenged Sevenfold and go, hey, we've got this first-person shooter game we're
Yeah.
gonna make. Can you come up with the art style? And they're like, oh, okay. Like it's just
Yeah.
some metal band, like Five Finger Death Punch. Like, oh, okay, I guess we could. And then here's Rage 2. And then we're like, what's the story? There is no story, and that's the game.
yeah, it's just shoot things and you'll have fun. And that's the fucking
And like
game.
I guarantee, if I was playing Rage 2, I would have fun in the sense of like the shooting looked like fun, and I loved the music, and I'll get down with that. But also would last 5 minutes and then be like, but where's the substance here?
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
the point?
exactly. Like if I was right now, if I was just sat in front of Rage 2 and playing it, I'd be having fun. But I'm not gonna spend $60 on it, and there's no investment and there's no substance. Like there's nothing. There's no reason I would take the disc if I had it, put it in my console, and load it up. Like there's nothing that would make me do that. But if I was suddenly it was in front of me now, then I would play it and just have fun for a little bit. But I'm never gonna buy it, and there's never gonna be any sort of reason for me to ever load the game and play it. Like it's just too much effort for nothing. So
Correct, 100%,
so, yeah.
100%. Then I'm honestly so boring. I barely remember. There was some Elder Scrolls Online announcements, which is always cool, and I love the dude that always comes out and does the ESO stuff. He's like the cutest, most adorable developer I've ever seen. The Elder Scrolls, like the card game. Why the fuck was that at the conference? Why was that at the conference? You're a waste of time.
It's epic, man.
The Quake shit was boring.
It was fucking.
The Doom
Eternal.
stuff was weird. It was a bit weird.
It was nothing.
There was nothing. There's just a whole lot of nothing and boring, and just games that aren't really of any consequence. You don't need a conference to show off these games. These games are not important enough to have a conference. And then they have the last 20 minutes talking about Fallout 76, and I knew it was going to happen. As soon as they announce it's totally multiplayer, everyone's going to shit on it. I have no issue with it. I don't want to play it, but I got no issue with it. They've literally used all the assets and engine and graphics from Fallout 4 in a new map that you can play multiplayer in and build shit in, and there's a story request. Good for you, whatever. I have no real interest in playing it.
I'm not fucking playing that shit. Fuck it. Fucking ruining Fallout. Fallout was so good with 3 in New Vegas, and they've just, I mean, even with 4, they went in a weird direction. And it's like with 76, it's like they don't even take their brand seriously. It's a fucking joke.
What's the joke about it?
It's just so fucking stupid. It's like they've gone, oh, let's do lots of silly things, and like, oh, you can do all these emotes, and like, and do like photo mode, and you can do silly stuff with it, and it's like it's not ground. This isn't Fallout. This is just like some fucking silly GTA Online bloody Fortnite shit. What is this?
It honestly looked like because it looks identical to Fallout 4 in every way, graphics, assets, everything like that. Like it's literally just like here we're releasing Fallout 4 Online.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
Bad. Oh my god. Please.
It looks fine. Like it looks like fun. It looks like every Fallout game.
You do is you have this shit world. There's no NPCs, so I don't even know how they're doing quests. Like they've already said that there's no NPCs and it's just every world. There's only players in the world. So there's like 12 players in the world, and that's it. And that's the whole thing.
There's no way there's no NPCs.
And that's what they said. They said there's no NPCs in the game.
You can do quests.
Well, yeah, that's what I don't understand. Maybe you get them through like the Pip-Boy or the menu or whatever. And it's like, oh, you just build bases with your friends and then you nuke each other. And this is not Fallout.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear that.
Fallout 4 wasn't even Fallout. Like
I like 4.
Fallout 4 is fine. Fallout 4 is fine. Like it's not that bad, but it's also not. It doesn't feel like Fallout. But
sure.
Fallout 76 is even more not like Fallout. Like it's just everything they showed was just like nothing. It doesn't feel like. I mean, I get like because people will say like, oh, but it's not trying to be like that. It's like, but that's also the problem for me, is that they're trying to do this. It just doesn't feel like anything they should have ever tried. It's like, imagine if they did the same thing with Elder Scrolls. It's just like this big open world, and there's like no NPCs in the world. You build bases, and then I don't know, you make dragons attack them or something. Like, it just doesn't work with their games. Like, you could have made a new game if you really wanted to make a multiplayer game. I just don't think it fits Fallout. I think it just feels, so far from what made Fallout great, and it's just
at that point, Todd, I was out there, obviously for Bethesda Game Studios, and we were all sitting there watching this conference, and we all thought to ourselves, "Thank God it's over. We can go out of misery. Fallout's done." And then Todd Howard goes, "But we are working on another game," and we all go, yeah, our buttholes like clenched up all at the same time. We're like, "Excuse me?" And then he goes, "It's a new IP," and we're like, "Relax, the asshole," because we're all like, "Damn, it's not Elder Scrolls 6." And I kind of started thinking, you can't say shit like that because everyone's going to think Elder Scrolls 6 and then it's not Elder Scrolls 6. So half of me wasn't even surprised that once they showed that Starfield trailer, and it was like 2 seconds long, he goes, "But then we're working on the game after that." I'm like, you have to. You can't dick teasers with it and not show it. And then they do it again. We're like, okay, oh my God, they're actually going to do it. They're going to announce the Elder Scrolls 6. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
I was insane.
And they show the 10 seconds of nothing trailer other than we can kind of guess where it's set, which is, all I really wanted from the announcement anyway. They didn't say where it's set, but you can guess where it's set. It's High Rock or Hammerfell, it's that area.
Definitely that
so
area.
Kind of where it's going to be around, which I'm cool with, and that's a nice area. I'm excited for that sort of map, and that you could do a lot with that. So totally.
The music sounded fucking sick as well. Good. When it kicks into like the Elder Scrolls theme, it sounded so fucking good. It was there. Yeah. That was so good.
I'm very, 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 very fucking excited. I expect it in 2021, 10 years after Skyrim.
Yeah.
I expect Starfield in 2020 to be a launch title for next-gen consoles, and I expect
I'm feeling 22, to be honest. I'm feeling 2022. Because they could do it on the 2nd of the 2nd, 22.
I'm feeling 22.
Good.
But seriously, 2021, the 10 years after Skyrim.
I reckon 22. I reckon 21's too soon.
If those motherfuckers release a Skyrim anniversary before I get Elder Scrolls 6, I'm going to flip my lid. What kind of universe do we live in? We get an Elder Scrolls 5 10-year anniversary game before we get the next Elder Scrolls game. Fuck you.
That's funny. Nah, they wouldn't do that because they didn't do them for Fallout 3, which I was expecting them to do because that's this year, but they didn't. Instead, they went, you get Fallout 76. Oh, okay. Well, Elder Scrolls will be good though. I mean, as well, I think Starfield will be interesting because that's Bethesda's first new IP in 25 years, which is fucking insane.
That's an issue for me, to be honest. That pisses me off.
I'm looking forward to see what they do with it. Because
is it Dishonored? That's a new IP. Oh, it's Game
it's
Studios,
not.
I guess.
Bethesda Game Studios have only ever made Elder Scrolls and then Fallout, which isn't theirs because they don't own it. They bought it from someone else. So yeah, and they made Terminator games as well. But they're the only IP like they've ever made on their own was Elder Scrolls. And so
not a bad IP to have though. To be fair to them, like you can't talk shit. I'm like, oh, you mean the best IP? Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's
I don't know why they waste time making Fallout games. They could be working on Elder Scrolls 7 by this point if they didn't waste their time with Fallout 4. I like Fallout 4 a lot. Like I loved it, but like I don't give a fuck about Fallout. If Fallout was never there, I wouldn't care. If they just spent the time making Elder Scrolls games, like if instead of Fallout 4 coming out this year, you had no game from now until this year, and it was fucking Elder Scrolls 6. I'm happy with that. I don't need any Fallout games ever. They're non-consequential. I do not care.
I would have liked... I mean, I was so excited for Fallout 4. In hindsight, I could agree with you, because Fallout 4 was shit.
Sure.
But, I mean, it wasn't shit, but like...
It was very good. It was my favourite game that year, but that year was a soft year for games.
It just wasn't at all what I wanted from Fallout.
16.
So fucking disappointing. Yeah, what the fuck happened in 2016?
Soft year.
Like 2 games.
Witcher 3,
out.
but I didn't play Witcher 3. Yeah. And
no,
then
that was
2015.
2015.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2016 was a soft year then.
Good one.
No. The Fallout 4 was 2015.
Oh,
2016
was
was Uncharted 4 which also a soft year, but like Uncharted 4 was the best game that year.
Yeah, Mafia 3, Watch Dogs 2. Oh wow, shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a
oh,
shit year.
fucking
2015 was rough.
2015
bro.
and 16 were both nothing. Nothing came out either of those years.
2017, what a year. 2018's already been a decent year compared to 2015,
Yeah,
2016. Yeah. We're getting, over the last 2 years, we've gotten really good games, from
Jesus.
Horizon and God of War and things like that. And Origins was great as well. There's some good stuff in the last couple of years. Shit. That was Bethesda. Other than Elder Scrolls 6, nothing really consequential. Then we got... Okay, this pissed me off. So the only conference... Do you know the only conference I missed was Ubisoft? Like, I just didn't show up.
Yeah,
because
you didn't show up. I was wondering, what happened?
I'll tell you why. Is because I set an alarm, like I go to Square Enix was at 3 a.m. I would have had to wake up 3 a.m. for Square Enix, and then Ubisoft 6 a.m. And I'm like, cool, no problem. I'm not gonna miss. I got up at 6 a.m. for Microsoft the day before. I'm not gonna miss Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Square Enix, yeah, I'll get up at 3 a.m. for that. I'll get up, and then I set an alarm, wake up at 3 o'clock, and then I watch that abysmal nothing. 30 minutes. I wake up at 3 in the morning. Like I slept for like 3 hours, woke up dead to rights, made like a coffee at 3 in the morning to stay awake for a 30-minute nothing piece of shit press conference. That was just their biggest game. They had Kingdom Hearts 3. It's their game, and they showed the same fucking trailer essentially with a different ending that Microsoft had. And no new world reveal. They gave that to Sony and Microsoft, which I have no problem with, but I got honey-dicked by Square Enix.
Yeah,
and I was so pissed
off,
tired that I turned off my 5:45 alarm to wake up for Ubisoft. I'm like, nah, fuck this. I don't care anymore. I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off at Square Enix. I was mad at having to wake up. I'm like, I'm sleeping. Fuck you, world. I'm sleeping. So I just slept in. Because at the end of the day, I knew the only thing that mattered was from Ubisoft as in terms of like reveals was Odyssey. I'm like, I'll fucking watch that later. I don't really care about watching it live. There's not going to be a surprise at this thing that I want to be there and experience live. It's just going to be Odyssey. I know what it's going to be. I know what it's going to look like. And then I watch the demo. I'm like, oh, it looks exactly how I thought it was going to look. Because I know how Assassin's Creed games look at E3. Because I don't know, seen them before a few times. I know people don't seem to register that in their brain that I actually might know what I'm talking about when it comes to Assassin's Creed. I've only told you guys the last 2 games months before they were announced that it's going to be set in Egypt, guys. I promise you, 100% it's going to be set in Egypt. Guys, I promise. What did I say? The week before Odyssey got leaked, I was like, I guarantee. Even you were doubting it. And I'm like, I promise you. I guarantee you.
I mean, I wasn't doubting it. I was just doubting the guy that gave the information. But I did think it was Greece.
And you were wrong, though. And I still haven't heard an apology.
I was wrong, which is shocking. Do you know what else was right, though? Was the leak about testicles falling into the water and getting eaten by a shark. And Icarus being the bird. And all of that was fucking real. So that whole thread is actual information.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the shittiest fucking most ridiculous fucking game. I just don't know, man.
Because I remember even when I talked months ago from our source, I was like, there's going to be Minotaurs, there's going to be Greek shit. And like literally at the end of the demo, they showed the Minotaur and stuff. I'm like, that's what I've been hearing. I heard about all this stuff. It was going to be Spartans, a male and female Spartan. That's what I said that they're working on. Months ago, I said this. Yeah. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know what these games are going to look like. We fucking know. And when we judge them and when we criticize them, which is what you and I have been doing, but we're not also like some people, not that I don't know why I'm here, so I don't actually care. But like in my video I did covering Odyssey, I actually don't care at all. But it's just for the sake of talking about it.
Like you do. You sound a bit like you care a little bit. Maybe you do care, Altair. Maybe a little bit. No, I don't actually care. I think I just want to care just for the sake of I love arguing. Like I do enjoy it a lot. Sure. But I did release my Odyssey video, like everything I think about the game. And people like, oh, just the classic people like, you can't judge the game you haven't played. I'm like, not only do I every criticism of me that I see in the comments, I address in the video. I'm like, okay, I haven't watched the fucking video. Also, I know what I'm talking about. This isn't my first game. I've only been doing this forever. I know. It's been 11 years now. Like, what we doing?
I've seen a million Assassin's Creed games E3. I know from what I see in a demo or trailer of an Assassin's Creed game exactly how the game's going to be when it comes out because I've done it a million times. So can I judge it? 1,000,000% I can judge it because I'm going to be right. You know what? I'm just always right. I'm a fucking genius. You know what? I know everything and fuck up everybody else. So I'm the master.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Odyssey looks I don't know, to be honest.
It looks like the Andromeda of ancient Greece RPGs.
Yeah.
And I mean, like an ancient Greece RPG, fucking dream game for me. This is a dream setting for me, and I said this in my video. I have been I think I talked about this on podcast once. We talked about what would be our dream game. I brought up like this open world where you pick this character in like an ancient setting, like in the Troy, Greece era, and you can like travel around the world, like build up your own army and conquer areas, and like it was just this mega enormous map.
Yeah, I remember.
I talked about that. And like this isn't that game, but it's like there's an essence of my dream game in this. When I saw the battle, I'm like, you've got your own crew that then fights alongside you in big battles. You've got an ancient Greece. You build your own Spartan. Fuck, that's an element of my dream game.
Sure.
But the problem is they're chucking the title Assassin's Creed on it. That I've got an issue with. The whole Assassin's Creed element of it, I've got big issues with. And then even if it's just, I think of it not as an Assassin's Creed game, but as an ancient Greece RPG in the Assassin's Creed universe, I look at the facial animations. The voice acting for Alexios is fucking terrible.
It's all fucking terrible. All of the voice acting. It sounds
abysmal.
bad. What
the fuck? What is that?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And I'm like, Bayek. We just got...
Oh my god.
Abubakar Salim playing Bayek in one of the best video game performances I've ever seen, in one of the best video game characters I've ever played as. I never thought I'd say that about any Assassin's Creed character after Ezio, but Bayek is so fucking good. I miss him so much already.
Bayek, please come back.
Played Origins today. I'm like, fucking hell, Bayek. Every time I forget how good Bayek is. Bayek is so fucking awesome. And then you've got Alexios.
Oh.
Who's, like, at least Cassandra's voice fits her character. Like when I listen, I'm like, yeah, I guess a character that looks like that's voice would sound like that. You know what I mean?
It's still shit though. Like they have these weird, like their voices all just sound so odd. They sound like these like side Origins NPCs that just like say dumb shit on the side and just sound stupid. Or like Assassin's Creed 2. Like it's just like they just don't sound like characters. They just have these stupid, like their voices just don't sound right. It all sounds bad and like flat and. Like, there's no... It just sounds like they're not... Like, the person who's doing the acting is just not even into it. They're just like, oh, yeah, I just do this accent and we just get on with it or whatever. And, the whole game feels so uninspired and empty and, like... it doesn't feel like... Because with something like Origins, I got this sense through the demos and through the people talking about it that they, like... Especially, like, with Ash, was, like... This, like, passion for them making this game. Like, they were really... into it,
and
they were really loving it. You got the voice actor as well, like with Abubakar, like he was into it as well. He was fucking loving it, and you got this sense of there was something there, like there was this spark with Origins that you could feel but with Odyssey, it just feels like just another day at the office, you know. This is just another game, and you've got bloody Mark Alexi Cote there with his stupid fucking grin, fucking going, oh yeah, bloody Assassin's Creed, fuck off, get the fuck off. You made Syndicate, fucking cunts. The only thing I do like about the only thing I like about the Syndicate team, in terms of the people that got working on it, the narrative director, whenever she talks about the game, I think she has a lot of respect for what she's writing, which I quite like to hear. Listening to her speak, it feels different to when you listen to someone like Jeffrey O'Harlem, who wrote Syndicate, who also wrote Brotherhood and did Dead King.
Yeah.
His outlook on it was, he's just like, oh yeah, I don't, he's like, oh, is it PCB? No, I don't really know, lol, like, I don't really know what I'm doing, it's a bit confusing, innit, lol, like, he just thinks it's a big laugh, he's like, oh, it's a confusing story, like, oh, we do our best. But the narrative director for Odyssey, as much as I'm not confident that, you know, we're not gonna get this, you know, mind-blowing experience, don't get me wrong, but I like her approach to writing. I think she respects what she's writing, and I think it gives me the same vibe as I would get from someone like Darby. Not necessarily to say they're on the same level as of writing, because we don't know, but just in their approach to writing, as they're taking it seriously and they're respecting what they're writing, which I can appreciate. That doesn't mean we're going to get a good story. We don't know what we're getting. We don't really know anything at all. And I'm not expecting much, but that's just something I picked up on that I at least liked about their team anyway.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, there's things that look good, right? But again, until I play it, I don't know for sure whether there'll be bugs to it. Like, when it comes to bugs, I'm not 100% sure what will and won't be there by the time the game launches. So that's what we can't tell. So there's elements I'm looking at this game like, that would be cool, but I don't know whether it's going to play well because I don't know whether this game's ready. The team saying they're ready to release this game, I don't believe them.
Doesn't look like
based on what I've seen, because the facial animations were horrendous, and the voice actor, you need to hire a new voice actor. You have to, because that was embarrassing. You look at, when I saw Cassandra and saw her voice, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it looks like, that's what that person was saying. Like, Alexios,
sounds like a discount Ezio to me.
I've never, ever seen a worse voice actor picked for a main character of a AAA title in my life.
Do you know what it sounds like? It sounds like Chronicles China Ezio. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Really weird, yeah.
Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
And I mean, overall, the game, like, see, what I think what I've said is when I'm looking at the game, when I'm watching these demos, it almost gets me, like, into it. When I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is cool, but then, like, you can see the cracks, and it feels like there's a game there, but they need another year to me. Like, it doesn't look finished. It looks like they're cutting corners and rushing to get the game out this year. That's just how it feels to me. Like, when you look at all the demos from everyone else, not even just, from Sony, but every other demo we saw, the games look finished. It looks like that's the finished product. It looks like I could play that. That's how it would look when I played it. Whereas when you look at Odyssey, it looks like, oh, so this is like a pre-alpha. This game's coming out next year, right? But no, it's coming out. I mean, they have to have the game ready and give it out to, to the press and to ship it off to go places a month before it's meant to release. So that gives them 3 months to finish the game. Like, I just don't see. They have 3 months until the game releases. Just over 3 months. Yeah, 3 months and like a week. Yeah, so they've got
like 5th of October, which I think is hilarious because everything at E3 this year when it's coming to release dates is like early 2019. I'm like, I've never seen so many games come out in January, February in my entire life than what coming out next year. And then you've got Assassin's Creed, which usually comes out end of October, first week of November. They're like, no, start of October. And for a second, I thought to myself, man, these are a bunch of weird release dates. And then I'm like, oh, everyone is terrified of Red Dead Redemption 2. People are like, we're getting as far away from that release date as possible. Every game is. Call of Duty had to change their release date. Assassin's Creed had to change their normal release week. And every other game's like, we're not even releasing in the fall. We're going to delay till next year because we want to have our own sales. Yeah, everyone is terrified of Red Dead Redemption 2 because that game is going to murder sales.
Yeah,
like it's nobody's business. And any game within a week of it is going to be in huge jeopardy, and every game is like, no, we're not going to be no game's going to be within a week of it because everyone's terrified. It's like the boogie monster of developers. Rockstar don't give a fuck. They're like, oh, you need to go to E3 to sell your game. We don't. We're going to sell all the copies, and you're going to make your release dates around what we make our release dates. So they're like bullies, and I love it. It's fucking
so great,
awesome.
Yeah, they just dominate the market without even trying. All they do is make games. That's all they do.
The best games.
There's nothing else to it. They just make really good games. They barely release trailers or say anything about them. It's so great. Oh god. But that's So So I mean, Odyssey is coming out not even a year after Origins. It's like 11 months and a week or something. Something stupid. Which is fucking hilarious. And that's I mean, it looks
classic. Back to normal, I guess.
Yeah.
Back to normal.
I mean, we've got... See, I don't know what to make of this. We've got Eve saying, this isn't the norm. Like, we're not necessarily going to be releasing every year. It's just this game was ready, apparently, which is what we're hearing.
I don't believe that's what people keep commenting.
I don't believe that either.
I don't believe a word that comes out of that fool's mouth. I don't believe a fucking word.
They say, because I've picked up on things they do every single year to gain the faith of the fans for that period of time, for that sale, because they'll say things and be like, oh, this is this situation, or this is specific to this. It's like after Unity, when Syndicate was coming out, they were like, oh, this game's been in development for ages, it was nearly done, so we just like we're gonna release it now. Like that's what's happening. Like, and that's how they regained faith for Syndicate. With Origins, it was like, okay, they took a year break. And so it was like, yeah, we took a year break, and that's what's going on. So that really got everyone into Origins. And with this year, Eve is saying, oh yeah, it doesn't mean we're not necessarily going back to a yearly cycle. It's just this game happened to be ready. That's what they were saying. So that's what we're doing. And I don't fucking believe that. I think it's all fucking lies. It's all fucking lies.
But people don't get that. Like, want to believe him straight away. I'm like, you do understand he's a business runner. He's a salesman. He's trying to sell you something. You don't just believe everything a salesman says because they want to tell you what you want to hear because they want your money. They want something from you. That's why they say things. So you can't just trust whatever a fucking salesman says. You should go to a mattress store and believe everything the fucking salesman tells you about the fucking mattress, and he tells you how it's going to cure all your aches and pains in your back. Like, oh, he said it, so it must be fucking true. Here's $3,000 for this magic fucking mattress that obviously isn't magic. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You believe everything they say? I'm not buying that bullshit. I don't believe that at all. Even if he is telling the truth, I don't believe him until I see it.
Yeah.
I do not
have
believe
no
him until
reason
I see
to
it.
believe it. Yeah, I agree. And we've got. I mean, I personally, I do. I mean, will there be an AC game next year? Maybe, but part of me. Do you know? I've seen this rumor going around, and I don't know whether it's an actual rumor, but like I've had probably like 15 different people say it to me on Twitter, which is weird. Is that there's this rumor going around. I don't know whether it's a leak or a rumor or whatever the fuck's going on, but apparently the next game is already been confirmed or been leaked or been rumored to being developed by the Black Flag team, supposedly. And I don't know where that's come from, but everyone keeps saying it, and I have no idea what this. I don't know what this is. I
haven't heard anything. The Black Flag team just finished development less than they just finished their DLCs only a few months ago.
And I mean, to me, it almost. I mean, well, they didn't make the DLC. That was another team that did that, which leads me to believe they were already working on the other game. But it doesn't matter. That's only a couple months.
True. But what? Yeah, like 6 months they've been working on this game. They took a break, well-deserved break. Like Ashraf isn't. Ashraf's working on another Assassin's Creed game right now, but that's not next year's one.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, with what Eve is saying, if it did turn out to be true, like just theoretically,
sure,
maybe they are not doing one next year, and maybe it'll be the year after that, and that gives them time, and that means maybe they'll do less development teams. Maybe they could do. Because
that's what I've wanted for a long time.
What happened to Montreal? Because Montreal 2 doesn't exist anymore. That development team.
Who made Unity?
No, AC3, and then they never made another one. After AC3, Montreal 1 was the last one they made was Unity.
That's what, and they're working on the Rome one. You know that's what I'm saying. They're working on the Rome one. That's next year, and that's next year.
It's possible, but
I'd be willing to look. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard things, but I haven't heard anything like that. I'd sit here and be like, "Oh, guys, I can tell you." Yeah. I can't. But just my educated guess would be next year is a Ancient Rome game.
Yeah, and then year after
Bike will not be in it.
No, you won't.
Because fuck you, everybody else. And it'll be like probably between Odyssey and Origins in terms of time period.
Maybe they'll set it after Origins just so they can have the Colosseum.
Maybe, maybe. I don't know. But it'll be Ancient Rome. Tell you that much.
Yeah.
That's the next setting. So you can't not do these ancient areas and not do Ancient Rome.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, for sure.
Plus and then, other parts of Italy as well. Like, you'd have the outskirts of Italy, which would be nice.
Yeah, you would. And then I can imagine the Black Flag team will work on be the game after that, which will be like the first one for the next gen or something. Which will be
the new era of games. Yeah, because there'll be one more Assassin's Creed that's going to be in this era. That's the Rome one. That's why it'll be next year. And then 2020, there'll probably be nothing for the next gen consoles. Maybe there will be something, but I don't. Maybe there will. Maybe there won't.
I can't imagine them missing that. Like with Unity. And...
What the fuck does it matter? They're not exclusive to any console. It doesn't matter.
Nah, but like
they're not releasing on new consoles coming out.
But like maybe they'll do another Unity Rogue situation. They'll release two games.
Tough to sell it's really tough on sales, man, for third-party games when new consoles come out. You don't necessarily want to be releasing games around that time when there's. especially if you're competing with other first-party
True,
games.
but it's Ubisoft, and
people aren't sure whether they want to buy your game yet because they're not sure what console they want to buy it on, and then initial sales are a bit weird, and yeah.
Yeah, true. But who fucking knows? I don't know. But I don't. Yeah, I just don't trust Eve, and I don't take his word as truth because everything he says is a lie. So, you know, he does it all the time.
What do you think? I know this is a dumb question, but like, I know people have been talking about this, Japan, feudal Japan game and I think, this era, this ancient era that they've been doing is a good idea in terms of setting. Like, it's a great, they had to do this, especially after the terrible, like, colonial, industrial era they did. It was a great choice, and I think it's overall, we'll look back on it thinking this was better than the colonial era, but not as good as the original era.
God, I don't even know, to be honest. Like,
well, you've got Origins, which shits on all the games other than Black Flag, but it's still better than Black Flag in that era. So you've already got one game that's better than every game in that era.
Yeah. That's
true, so
even
still. But I'm sitting thinking, and hear me out on this. I don't think. I think the next era should be feudal Japan. People want it for a long time. I think with something like Ghost of Tsushima coming out, I think they'll be timely. It'll tell Ubisoft, no, people want this. I think it's time. It's not the setting I necessarily want. It's not my favorite thing, but I think the fans have been waiting long enough for it. I think it'll sell well at that time in the next generation of consoles. I think it's just all in timely thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll do it.
You don't think they'll do it?
I don't think they'll do it.
What do you think they'll do instead?
I think they're going to go to the Middle Ages in, like, England.
Really?
I do. Because fuck everything.
I wouldn't be mad at that because I prefer that setting, to be honest.
I wouldn't be mad at that either. One, I'd also prefer that setting. Black Flag team would kill it.
They would.
Could you imagine? Like, yeah.
They'd innovate. That's the thing. They'd add so many new elements in new game systems. It would feel like a real innovation.
Yeah,
so
like castle sieges and shit like that. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be some cool stuff.
You play as a knight though. You wouldn't be an assassin. You'd be a knight, and it's just called Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, assassins don't exist in this universe anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know we retconned that. But feudal Japan, I think, even though it should happen, it won't happen next. I'm probably wrong because I think it will. I think that's what should be the next era, like when it comes to everything, when it's all said and done. But I just have this funny like mindset that's like they're gonna fucking troll everybody and just like, nah, we'll do something else. But it's not a bad choice. I think that's the next best. But it's one of those two. You have to go to Asia and do like Japanese, like that region and an era there. Or you need to go to the Middle Ages, do like, the Europe in the Middle Ages, the UK, that region. That's the two eras, I think, are the next choice.
Yeah,
I don't know any era or place you could really go to right now that is majorly popular.
Yeah, true. Have you seen in the comics, apparently then that Templars don't exist anymore in the modern day after Juno's death. Oh, spoiler alert, Juno died.
Okay, yes. Spoiler alert, in the comic books, Juno died,
but yeah, apparently they're called the Ascendant now or something. They're not called the Templars anymore or something.
They're called what?
The Ascendant, apparently. And like Otzoberg is like, because I thought Otzoberg betrayed the Templars and worked with the Assassins, but now he's like the leader of the Ascendant or something. I don't know, and I also don't care, but like I'm just confused on that choice and direction.
Yeah, I don't really care either.
And I watched.
It's like I told you, and you've denied it for ages. The Templars are more than Abstergo, and it's no, they're not, because Alan Rickman's ahead of the Templars and Abstergo. It's the same fucking thing. But deny it all you want. No, the Templars were bigger. Well, I do. And that's what the fucking... I've done the history of Abstergo, and Abstergo is the fucking Templar Order, and that's always what it was. And that's why the inner sanctum was always Alan Rickman. They're all Templars. They weren't all Abstergo people. Abstergo agents, but they're the Templar agents. There's no outer Templar. That's what I said with the movie. It was dumb. Because they're like, no, there's heaps of Templars everywhere. No, there's not. Abstergo's the Templars. It's the same fucking thing. They're interwoven, interconnected.
Well, yeah.
Abstergo's the front of the Templars.
Well, yeah, they are. Alan
Rickman was always the head of the Templars. He's the Grand Master of the Templar Order. And the CEO.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
that's what I was always saying.
Yeah.
But then there's this other bitch. Right. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm pointing out. So that Otzoberg being now, with everyone else dead, he's the leader. But now they're called the Ascendants. I don't. Also, you're right. Who cares?
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
So dumb. It's just it's difficult not to care and bring it up because, it's a franchise that's been fucking invested in. It's like, what the fuck have they done? Like, it's a fucking shit show.
I'm not upset with it. I almost love ripping on it. It's
Yeah,
fun.
like I
enjoy
don't care. It's
it,
just I like talking about it because I like being like, what the fuck's going on here? Like what is this shit? I don't know if you saw Luma's interview with Patrice.
I haven't. I do need to watch that.
Oh my god, he's telling him all about Assassin's Creed and where it's been, because Patrice, I mean, I can imagine, has a hard time he doesn't play Assassin's Creed because that'd be devastating.
Yeah.
And Luma's telling him.
Well.
Yeah, Luma's telling him about how in Origins and now Odyssey, like, the assassins don't really exist, like, they're not Assassin Templar stories anymore. And Patrice, he goes to like start his sentence and he's like, so to me, Assassin's Creed, an integral part was always this struggle between assassins and Templars, and and then he just he stops and you can see his face goes blank and he just lets out this huge sigh, and then Luma just changes the subject to something else. It's so fucking good, but I think it just encapsulates the way we all feel. Just sort of like this, because it's just this moment of realization where he's like, what the fuck? How is this even, what are they doing? It's bloody great. But it was a really good interview. I liked seeing him talk about ancestors as well, which sounds interesting, because he didn't have any sort of show. He's just going around showing it to people on his phone. So, I mean, it was interesting what he talked about, and he, Patrice is a good guy, so I expect some interesting things.
We're a Patrice supporter. We're Patrice. Kill Connor Club here. We're Patrice supporters.
Yeah, indeed.
And wish he was still around at Ubisoft. Things would have been a lot better and a lot different if he was given control of the franchise.
Amazing. Could you imagine?
No, I can only imagine Victoria.
I can only imagine Victoria.
The only thing that can get us through this without sighing is memes. So anyway, Ubisoft was done. Then we had Sony's press conference, back to E3 discussion. Sony's press conference, which was, I think, if not Microsoft, Sony's, in terms of the game shown, was the best quality. Other than the press conference was terribly structured. The fact they changed rooms as an intermission was fucking stupid. And the music, the flute, guy playing the flute, and then the guitar. The guitar was okay, I guess. It
went on for a bit too long. Yeah. The flute guy was like, I mean, you're good job, but not. There's a time and a place. E3's not that time or the place.
Yeah, exactly.
But
did not learn anything from Bethesda. Did Sony not watch Bethesda and go, cancel it all, get that shit out of here?
Oh god. But
they showed minimal stuff, but long lengths of stuff, and just they're really focused on their exclusives and great games. They did another Kingdom Hearts 3 showing. I want to end all this discussion. We'll talk about all the Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff at once. Last of Us Part 2, which looks like the greatest game ever made, as expected from Naughty Dog. The best looking graphics game, the best, most realistic game by far I've ever seen in my entire life. It was fucking ridiculous. I think Uncharted 4 is the best game graphics I've ever seen or have ever played. And I think Last of Us 2 just looks like better than that.
It does. It looks really, really good. And a lot of people have been, saying, "Oh, it's not real. It's pre-rendered. It's like Battlefield 5." And that's not the case.
They haven't played, and they have not played Naughty Dog games.
They always push the boundaries, and there's certain moments in it you can see it's a game and it's not pre-rendered. There's certain issues with like tiny things. Obviously, in games you're always going to see things that's like, oh yeah, I can tell it's a game if you look for it. But yeah, obviously it was scripted in terms of they rehearsed it so that it worked that way and made it look so good. But it's like you could do that in the game if you wanted to. You just got to do it well. You got to pull it off well. That's
something as simple as hiding under cars. I'm like, why the fuck don't more games have that feature?
Yeah,
hiding under the cars, fucking genius. I was like, why is that not a common shit? I always think about that, especially when you're Ellie and you're this small limbic girl. That's you'd want to use that to your advantage and stuff for stealth and hiding and stuff. And it looks fucking awesome. Ellie looks great. Fucking love her. So I'm so psyched to play as her in Last of Us 2. Sad you didn't see Joel, but I kind of like that. You still lots of surprises to come. I want to be I don't want to know until the game comes out, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Show what they did. Show what the game looks like. Show what it's Ellie. We know Ellie's there. And then keep a lot of stuff from us. I don't want to know why Joel gets involved in the story until I'm playing the game for the first time.
Yeah, I agree. I really liked I liked the way Ellie was fighting as well. It was very realistic because there's a lot of games out there where if you play as a female, it's like, oh, let's just make it like a man. Let's just have them like just defeat all these guys easily that are way fucking bigger than her, like, you know, ridiculous shit. But I think games that do it well, I think The Last of Us 2 has done it really well. It looks so realistic and it looked like it felt like really really good. Another game that does it well is Tomb Raider. Is like when they use the other person's strength to their advantage. Because if you're female and you're small like that and you've got this massive guy, you're not just gonna beat them up. Like it's ridiculous. So I like the way that they've handled that, and it's done really well. And I was watching an interview with the voice actor who plays, or not just the voice actor, but the actor. You know, the actress, the mocap and everything that plays Ellie, and she was talking about that, and she was saying how she thinks they've really done a good job making it feel realistic rather than just, you know, making Ellie like super like powerful and just beating all these people up. And I was like, yeah, I agree with that. It looks really really good. And the animations and everything, it just looks fucking spectacular. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
They also showed Ghost of Tsushima was the next game. This Japanese during it was the Mongolian invasion.
It was
samurai open world RPG. Is it open world or is it linear? I wasn't sure if it was like an Uncharted.
It's
open world. Yeah, action
like
adventure
RPG
game
type. Yeah,
I don't know if it's
RPG sort of thing.
Yeah. But it looked, because it had chapters. I'm like, oh, was it like Uncharted, which I wouldn't be mad at, but like I wasn't sure how it kind of went. But it looked incredible. The graphics and art style looked incredible. The voice work and just like the dialogue I liked a lot with what we got introduced to with this character. The combat looked amazing. Just everything about the world I was into, the setting I was into, everything looked great. This is just a great showing for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, that was really fucking sick. I loved all the different stuff they showed, like, because I didn't know what to expect from the game, like, before the thing. It was like, I expect this to take sort of like a Witcher 3 sort of approach, but I think they're doing it in a way that's not like an Origins sort of thing, where it's like a copy paste, like, oh, let's just steal these things. I think it's like, let's do an action RPG or like an action open world or like whatever, but let's do it in a cool new way. It feels really nice. Like, I liked the whole horse riding, the way like saw the people running away and then like went in and then got off his horse and was like, okay, we can explore in here, and had all that stuff, and like the climbing was interesting as well, and all that stuff, and the combat looked good. Yeah, that game looked really really nice. So looking forward to that. Another great game that fucking Sony's making.
Yeah, then they showed a couple of third-party stuff, like went pretty quick in between. It was kind of like the halfway point of the show. And then they had two more games to kind of major games to finish with, which was Death Stranding, which I still have no idea what the fuck that is, but looks very
absolutely no
cool.
idea. But yeah, it's the only thing we seem to know about it so far is that it's just fucking weird. Like, it's fucking Hideo Kojima just doing his thing. Question.
This is my pitch to you here for what I think this game is.
Okay.
It looks like it's on another planet, right? Like, it looks like they're on some other planet.
Surely, yeah.
It doesn't look like Earth. So this is me. Humans have gone to another planet, and they're trying to, I guess, I'm not sure if this is like the planet that humans now researching on or living on, but they're like a research team trying to find planets to live on for humans. It's like Interstellar, the game. But there's something weird about this planet. Like, there's some sort of horror element to this planet. Something supernatural, obviously. So this guy's got his own objective, right? And there's some weird, like, this whole baby thing, like in the suit, I think that's going to be part of the world. But then there's also this weird, like, I don't think that that's linked to the horror elements and the supernatural elements. I think that stuff is like some sort of experiment. That's why they're on this planet. That's why you see these other characters in these labs and research facilities. So there's the whole premise of the game itself, being on another planet as humans. There's going to be some weird shit that they're doing there's going to be a weird reason why they're there on this planet. It's not going to be as simple as they're trying to find a place to live for humans. I think they're doing weird experiments, some like Fallout Vault weird shit. But then it just so happens that this planet has some supernatural horror elements to it. That's like these spirits or something. I don't know. But it's fucking weird.
It does look super weird. We barely know anything, so it looks
awesome.
Interesting.
It actually looks awesome.
I don't think it's going to be bad by any means. I'm just not like sold on it or interested enough yet. I just don't know enough about, like, I don't know what the game is. I'm just like, yeah, it's intriguing. It's weird. but I just have no investment because I know there's a lot of people like, oh, this looks so good, I can't bloody wait for Death Stranding. I'm like, why? We don't know. Well, we don't even know what this game is. Like, I've never been a huge Hideo Kojima fan. Like,
sure, but you just know it's going to be well done. Like, it's going to come out when it's done.
Yeah, it will. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, because I think when it comes out, I'm going to play it. I reckon it's going to be a great game, but I have no interest in it currently because I don't know anything. It's difficult for me to be interested in it, to be honest.
I just loved seeing like how he's exploring, like climbing the mountains on this planet. Like, I just loved how isolated it was. Like, it was, when I think of like, if I was playing a game where you're on this mysterious planet, you're not going to feel like you can just, not like what's the fucking No Man's Sky, where you can just fly anywhere and it's just whatever. Like, you're isolated and it takes a lot to get places, and the ways like doing, like taking samples and shit. I just kind of loved how detailed it was, and it felt like a really interesting sci-fi movie that is a game and has this weird horror element. Like, I don't know, that's never really been something I've been into, but just this game in particular, there's something about it that's got me with this demo, and that I do want to play this game when it comes out at this stage.
Yeah, it does look interesting. I really want to know more. Like, I've always been interested, but like, there's just no sort of like, because I've seen a lot of hype behind it and I just can't understand the hype. Like, I guess it's because of the developer. That's why everyone's like, oh, it's gonna be a bloody great game. So I guess I
wasn't sold on it until this demo. I was like, had no care about this game until this demo, and now I'm like, okay, I see what's happening. I like this. This looks like fun to play.
Sure, I'm definitely intrigued, and I'll play it. I know I'll play it. There's no way I'm not gonna play it, but Yeah, I do want to know some more. That'd be good.
Then they kind of wrap things up with Spider-Man. Unless I'm missing another one. Spider-Man was the fourth one. Which I said to you, James. I just say this to you. I said, don't care about Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I told you this. I've been saying for a while. I'm like, I'm just not sold on it. I just feel like it's just, you know, I loved Spider-Man 2 back in the day. Back in the PS2 days. Loved it. But I just wasn't like sold that this was really any different to these Spider-Man since then. Like, I'm like, I feel like they're showing off demos to make it look like it's good, but it really will just be like not as free and open as we think it is. I just felt like I was being lied to. I didn't trust it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, because you kept saying, no, it's going to be this open world thing. I'm like, I feel like it's going to be like all the other ones, since we're being lied to. They're making it look like it's what we want, but it's not actually going to be that. But this demo, I'm sold. I am going to play Spider-Man PS4. I do think, with this get in. Yeah.
You've been won over.
Get in
I'm
there.
Pleased.
So yeah, with that demo, I was sold. It looks like a lot of fun to play. And I like the voice actor, sort of a bit more of the actual voice actor and the way Spider-Man's going to be played. And all the villains in it, and just the way you run. Like, it looks really good. I'm gonna play it. I'm definitely gonna get it.
Have you seen the open world demo they released?
No, I haven't. I don't really want to watch anything else until I play it. To be honest,
it was really good. It's like a 10-minute section where they just show how the like stuff in the open world and side missions and stuff, and like the swinging.
I saw the picture you posted of Avengers Tower.
Oh yeah. They go to the top of the Empire State, and you can see Avengers Tower in the distance, which was cool.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm fucking so excited for Spider-Man. It literally comes out in like, I don't know, less than 3 months now. So that's bloody great.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited for it now. Like, I'm not like dying for it, but I will get it when it comes out, and I don't really want to watch anything until that point. I'm just gonna. You've sold me on it. I don't need to see anything else. I'll play it.
That's
and
good.
everything else be a surprise.
That's good news. I'm very excited.
And that was Sony. Then we had Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
day,
I always forget about Nintendo, but that was a pretty good one.
It was the final conference. It was not bad. Super Smash Brothers always good. The Pokemon,
so good.
Yeah, they always do though. Super Smash
so
Brothers.
Fucking excited for Smash.
Super Smash Brothers is always good, and it will be good.
Yeah.
And I think I've decided I'm not going to get the Switch this year. I'll get it next year when the next version of Pokemon comes out. Because they showed off, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'll probably play it.
Nothing that new, but I know what I want from the Pokemon Switch games, and it's the next year's one. And that's when I get a Switch. I'll get it just to play the Pokemon games, but I will get Super Smash Brothers, and other than that, I probably won't play any other games on the console. I won't. Maybe might get Mario Kart. I'm not going to get Mario Odyssey because I'm not a big Mario guy. I've never been a Nintendo guy. I'm not going to get Zelda. I'm just not a Nintendo guy. I never have been. Other than Pokemon, I'm just not a Nintendo guy.
I've always really liked Nintendo. I just haven't gotten their consoles. I mean, I was a fan back when, because my friend had a Nintendo 64. I never did because I had a Sega. But I always loved playing the Nintendo 64 games with him when I was at his house. We just play the Nintendo 64 like all day, and it was fucking great. And then when the GameCube came out, I had a GameCube, and I was so into the GameCube with, things like Mario Sunshine and Super Smash Bros. Melee and, all that stuff.
Yeah, my neighbor back
great.
When I was a kid had the N64, and I'd just go to his house like every afternoon, and we would play Super Smash Brothers and shit like that. Like, it was just what a good time. So that was my experience with Nintendo consoles. The only Nintendo console I've ever had was the Wii.
Yeah, I had the Wii. Had the Wii as well. But
and I've had every Nintendo handheld game console there is as well.
Bloody hell. Never. Yeah, no. I have a DS, but
I had a Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, Game Boy. Oh, maybe I skipped. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. But Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced. I never got the SP because it was the same fucking thing anyway. It was just like a smaller flip version of it. And then I got the DS Lite, and then 3DS.
Yeah, fair enough. That's good. I'm interested to finally get back into Nintendo because Nintendo was such a big part of my childhood. So I'm interested to finally, like, having a Switch. I feel like, I don't know, it's like I have this whole other world of like games that I need to like play because I just haven't played Nintendo for so long. So I'm looking forward, like Mario Odyssey's great. I'm looking forward to Mario Party as well. That looks bloody good. And then everything else. I'm just fucking looking forward to getting more Switch games because there's something about Nintendo. It's so different, and I love it.
Yeah, I agree. There is something different, but yeah, it's just I'm not dying for it other than for Pokemon, really. But that was the entirety of E3. Those are all its conferences. There's just before we wrap up and we start Kill Connor Clubhouse, exclusive to patreon.com/as always. Immediately following this, we'll go live on that. There's a couple of questions I've got for you regarding overall E3. The first one is, who won E3?
I think Sony did because of their format, because every game they showed I was interested in, and they showed a lengthy demo of each of them. So I think
exclusives as well.
For that, and they're exclusives. I think for that Sony won, but I think Microsoft did a great job as well. So it's difficult. I think it just depends on your preference of games, which conference you think won, whether it was Microsoft or Sony. And the games I liked more were the ones Sony showed. But if you don't like those games, then you could easily say Microsoft won, because I don't think Microsoft did a bad job. I think they did a bloody great job. So
I think Microsoft won in terms of, I think Sony obviously had the better games. Sure. Because there was four major games that had they did what they had to do, but it was not as good a conference to sit and watch. Microsoft had the better conference. It felt faster. There was a lot in it, and I think because Microsoft was also the underdog. Like Sony gave me exactly what I expected Sony to do, but even maybe a worse structured press conference. Whereas Microsoft, I was just hoping they did well, and they did super good. So I think just for that sense, like Microsoft, I thought won. Sony had the better games, but we knew Microsoft didn't have the first party games yet. They made the promise that they're working on it, which is all you could do. Microsoft did exactly what they needed to do in a well-structured press conference that got a lot done. Whereas Sony had a weird press conference, it's kind of boring to watch at points and random and weird. The intermission was ridiculous. Like the 10-minute intermission was dumb. Yeah. But they had 4 exclusive games that are coming soon and looked really awesome. So it was very close. Sony and Microsoft were the best 2 by far. I can understand why you give it to Sony. I'm giving it to Microsoft in the better conference, but the better game showing, probably Sony, for sure. Sure. Better than anybody else, yeah. We'll end with Kingdom Hearts, obviously, for anyone in the chat going to talk about Kingdom Hearts. We will talk about that's what I want to end on. It's the last thing I want to wrap this up on. And we can say Kingdom Hearts in this list, by the way, but I want to go top 5 favorite games that were shown or revealed. Top 5 moments, whatever. Just top 5 things of E3 this year. What's your top 5? Okay. It doesn't have to be in a particular order.
Yeah, I don't really have an order. Okay, so Elder Scrolls 6. Halo Infinite.
Okay.
What else? Kingdom Hearts 3 in there somewhere. I guess all of it sort of goes together there. The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, one more.
And,
One more. Spider-Man?
Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, that's my 5.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That's fair. That's fair. My 5, number 1, to me, in the best game shown at E3 this year was Kingdom Hearts 3. I thought they fucking ran that shit.
Yeah.
With their 3 trailers, mostly 2 trailers, but they were amazing trailers. Some of the best. I thought they were the 2 best Kingdom Hearts trailers I had all of that event. Last of Us Part 2, close second in terms of game shown. What a fucking demo that was. That was incredible. Last of Us Part 2. I thought Ghost of Tsushima deserves to be on there as well.
Yeah.
That was a great sort of like gameplay reveal and how it's going to work. I thought Ghost of Tsushima looked really good. Elder Scrolls 6 has to be there for the surprise announcement factor, and that was an awesome moment. I was very happy with that. And oh, this is really hard. I guess, you know what? I'm going to go with Halo Infinite. I'll give them that. I'll give 343 that.
Yeah.
They did, yeah, that was good. That was good. So only different one was Ghost of Tsushima, and you had Spider-Man. I might have even gone before Ghost of Tsushima. I might have even got Death Stranding, to be honest. I really enjoyed the Death Stranding segment of the Sony press conference. But that was great as well. Yeah. So was Spider-Man stuff. But yeah, I thought Halo Infinite did great. But what was your top 5 worst games?
Ooh, top 5 worst?
Yeah.
I don't know. Worst? I guess everything from Bethesda. I don't know. Rage 2.
Rage 2 was up there. That's in mine.
Elder Scrolls, fucking Legends or whatever. Fucking.
Oh, no. Like, it wasn't bad in the sense
Fallout
like,
76 is up there. Fuck that. Fuck that game.
You
really
hated that much?
Just Cause 4. Bloody. What's that other one Bethesda? Prey. The Prey thing at Bethesda. And then, like, Quake. I don't know. Everything from Bethesda was shit. I mean, Anthem was fucking terrible. Fuck Anthem.
Okay, that's
The Division 2 as well. Okay, sorry. I'm realizing there's so many things I fucking hated.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to make that list. I'll give you my top 5, and while you think about putting all those things into a top 5 list. Okay. Top 5 worst games or moments of E3 was the Rage 2, the Bethesda's intro, the music thing to the launch of the Rage 2 stuff. That was terrible. I was up there. Division 2's demo at Microsoft press conference was fucking terrible as well. That was the next worst thing of that fucking event. Oh my God. EA's whole press conference could be up there, but I'm going to say Anthem just didn't look good to me. The fact that it's so many people are actually excited about Anthem because of that is weird to me. God, yeah. I thought that Square Enix's press conference was fucking abysmal.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So that's everything you know what? Square Enix had such short press conference. Their press conference in my top 5 worst moments because that was a moment.
Yeah, it wasn't even a press conference. What was it? They didn't need to stream that.
There wasn't a crowd there. There was no event. Like, it was literally just a stream of trailers for 30 minutes. And
the games
sucked.
we already knew about as well.
And nothing new, nothing important. Like, no point in it whatsoever. And then it would be, I guess I'd say, I would say Battlefield 5, to be honest, because I actually want to play Battlefield 5 and I like Battlefield a lot, and they just terribly shown at EA.
And they announced Battle Royale as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was all just that was
bad.
And
apparently, I don't know if you've seen so they've said no loot boxes, but it looks like they've reskinned loot boxes as something else called like airdrops or something, where like you get loot from an airdrop or something. Like there's like special ones hilarious. And like you can get them with credits and stuff. God, it's embarrassing. Oh god. I hope it's like a misunderstanding because like that's really bad if they've done that. God damn it, EA.
Yeah, so that's the 5 worst things.
Alex, why did you put Kingdom Hearts 3 and The Crew 2 on the top 5 worst list?
Alex, how dare you? How fucking dare you, Alex? I'm not even going to dignify this with the response. Anyway. So
Kingdom Hearts. We're going to do some Kingdom Hearts. What are we doing?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. Oh, so I just saw... Who was the guy that reported you on
Twitter. I don't know his name. Apparently he reported you too, though.
Yeah, he just sent me a thing.
What a fucking dickhead! I just block him. I just blocked him. I quoted his tweet with a bit of a meme, and then I blocked him.
Let's see what happens. Thanks for letting us know if we find an account violating Twitter rules. I'll be able to use Twitter.
It's weird because the last thing he sent to you was something nice. Like, it looks like he's actually like subscribed and like.
He follows me. He's from Australia, from Melbourne.
He followed me too.
He follows me.
But I blocked him because. The fuck, man.
And his profile picture is backseat hobo with a guy in a hoodie. Hey, backseat hobo, you loser. You're a fucking loser. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what that shit's all about.
Yeah, but everyone else is reporting him apparently. So report that guy. I feel like. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna ignore him. I don't need to block him or even dignify what he's doing with the response. Anyway. Because you quit and AC and Tyler makes everything like you. Lol, Tyler doesn't make any videos now because you quitted with AC and Tyler makes everything like you. What?
What
does that even mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Wait, what?
I make everything like you, James, apparently.
But you just said he doesn't make videos. So what are you talking about?
Since I quit AC, but then I make videos like you.
But that's not possible.
Let's look at your YouTube videos and let's compare them to mine. Not really. I think we've never done a similar video in a year. Probably a good 12 months since we've done a video that's the same, other than maybe you did a review of Origins and so did I. That's about it.
Well, that's it. You copying me. Stop it. Stop it right now.
Yes. Oh, that's sorry, my bad.
Close your fucking channel.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Anyway, let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 3, which was to me the best part of E3 this year.
Was bloody great.
Yeah, look. Out of the two trailers, so you had the Frozen reveal trailer and the Pirates of the Caribbean reveal trailer, which was both incredible. The graphics looks amazing. Like Frozen looks identical to the movies. Pirates of the Caribbean looks so realistic. It's out of this world, especially because I hated Pirates of the Caribbean and Kingdom Hearts 2 because it was so dumb and looks so stupid. They've got Johnny Depp this time.
Is it actually him?
It actually is Johnny Depp.
Oh, shit. That's good, because I was gonna say his voice sounds really fucking accurate.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm pretty sure it's Johnny. It sounded exactly like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it does.
Not like the
like
shitty other one in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kingdom Hearts 2's one's so fucking
weird. The graphics look like real, and I was like, oh my god! And the fact they even make Sora, Donald, and Goofy look extra real in that world is
like they've got fur and stuff, and Sora looks like an actual person.
Yeah, it's so fucking awesome. But then they have the extra second half of the trailer where they do the "Don't Think Twice" theme song over it, and they've got a bit more of the story. Oh my god! Then the Aqua reveal trailer where we've got Aquanaut.
Oh my god! Yeah.
And that fucking broke the internet. Yeah, fuck man. What was out of the two trailers? What was your favorite? Mine's probably the Frozen one, just because the Aquanaut thing at the end and the fact that it's crazy.
Yeah, that whole story section was bloody great. Like the reveal of old Larxene's back as well, and obviously she's fucking like Xehanort as well. They've all got fucking yellow eyes. Like everyone's fucking Xehanort now. He's just controlling everyone.
There's different Xehanort. There's gonna be different Xehanort that kind of you run into on each world. So you've got Zigba was on in Hercules world. Yeah, he was in Mount Olympus because you could tell just from the outfit Sora's wearing because he hasn't got his Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit. Then you've got Bloodmate with the goatee in Pirates of the Caribbean. Luxord, yeah, and Larxene in Frozen.
Yeah. Oh, Marlush is Tangled as well, and he's got yellow eyes.
Marlush is Tangled. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then
young
we know
Xehanort is Toy Story.
Yes, young Xehanort is Toy Story, and we know that bloody Vanitas is in Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
So, in each world, I guess we're going to run into each of the organization members. That's what we've gathered so far. Because we haven't seen more than one of them together, nor have we seen it's the same character in multiple worlds. They've all just been in different worlds. Someone, is in each one.
Yeah.
But we saw a bit more of Riku and Mickey as well. Like, you see the Riku's when he talked about in the Don't Think Twice trailer in the other world where he's like, in case the other me needs it, and it's got his like chain of memories copy,
Mm. Yeah.
heartless copy is there.
The puppet thing, which was
Yeah,
interesting. So much confusing shit. Like, I swear to God, there's so many storylines happening in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like,
yeah.
so many things. And fucking Nomura, the fucking troll, he said after the first trailer came out, he was like, I'm surprised. I thought everyone would be more surprised at Frozen than the Aqua reveal. It's like, what do you mean? You didn't think that.
My favorite troll was him going. He goes, I just didn't think people would be this upset by Aquanaut. Like he's like, and then he goes, this is what he says. This is the reason why he was so worried. Because he started to get worried. He's like, I didn't realize people would be this upset about it. Because he goes, because like, there's so many worse things that are going to happen. I hope people will be okay. He's like, I hope people will be okay. I'm like, oh, Nomura's going to destroy our lives. Like he's going to fuck with our lives.
I love
this
him
game.
so
Like,
much. He knows what he's fucking doing.
Yeah, he's going to like destroy all our souls with this game, and I love it. I can't wait. People are going to hate this game, I reckon. I think it's going to be like Mass Effect 3, where no one's going to be happy with the ending. Everyone will be like, no, I wanted this. You know, everyone's going to be so divisive with it.
I reckon I'm going to fucking love every second of it.
We've all waited 13 years for the game, and then no one's going to be satisfied with how it ends, I think. That's how I think this is going to go.
I feel like it's going to be perfect.
But I reckon the ending will piss everybody off. Or like it'll piss 50% of the people off, and 50% will like it.
I'm gonna like it.
But everyone will love the game. Like it's gonna be an awesome game. But the ending, people will be like, no, that was a shit ending. I wanted this to happen, but it didn't, and now it's over.
That happens with everything, though. Well, that's every ending ever. Everyone's always like, oh, shit, I want this to happen. I didn't want Luke Skywalker to do that. I wanted him to backflip and cut up all the fucking AT-ATs. Because that's what he does.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean... Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 looked bloody great, and it all looked great, and there was so many there's so many storylines. Like I was saying, like there's so many different things. You got all the stuff with Aqua in the Realm of Darkness. You got Axel or Lee and Kyrie on that rock. Like, what the fuck is going on there? You've got Sora and all the organization members. You've got bloody Maleficent and Pete looking for the box, while the organization's also looking for the box. So there's so many different plot threads happening at once. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what they do with all of them, but I trust them. I trust them to figure it out.
Yeah, you know, I do too. I expect it's going to be an amazing game, but all the trailers are amazing. The fact there's naval gameplay you know what I mean? That whole Pirates of the Caribbean reveal was ridiculous. I was so surprised. I was expecting them to do the Big Hero 6 finally world reveal.
Yeah, so was I.
I've been dying to see Big Hero 6, which I think is going to be like I guess think about it this way in terms of the Kingdom Hearts structure. It's Kingdom Hearts 1, you know how Peter Pan is kind of like the last Disney world, it's like the high level Disney world. Then you got Hollow Bastion and the end of the world. I think Big Hero 6 is going to be like the last world before you go to like I think it'll be the highest level world. So I think it's going to be the last sort of reveal. Whereas, you know, Tangled and Hercules will be like the first two, you know, like Kingdom Hearts 1 will be your Hercules and Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, then you'll have your mid-tier worlds like the Monsters Inc. Toy Story and Frozen will be like your mid-tier, and then you'll have probably Pirates of the Caribbean, Big Hero 6, and maybe one more that'll be your upper tier sort of like end of the game worlds. And then you'll probably do... I reckon there'll be one more outside of Big Hero 6.
I'm feeling a few more. Like...
Maybe
like two more. Like we need some more old Disney worlds returning. Like we've only got fucking Hercules so far.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of half expected that, to be honest.
Because
I
don't know. Like we know of 7 Disney worlds so far, and they already said there's gonna be less than Kingdom Hearts 2. But I'm at least expecting like another returning. At least like what else? I mean, I don't know. Like surely have another returning world. There's got to be something that's worth bringing back, like Agrabah or something. I don't know. Neverland?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. There's so many worlds. They don't know. It's difficult because so many worlds are Pixar worlds now. So it's like, are we not having any more other than like Hercules and pirates returning from Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 or whatever? I'd like. I don't know, man. But I'd like to see some more of those old ones. But who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
that's it.
that's it. Let's wrap this shit up. Let's
Nice.
go over to Kill Connor Clubhouse immediately. So for those who don't know, haven't been listening, like this stream before we wrap it up. This is only a 2-hour podcast here. I was hoping for 90 minutes, but there's so much to talk about. It just ended up being 2 hours. We're going to be doing live, exclusive to patreon.com/as always if you're a Sweet Vintage lad for $1 a month. We're going to do Kill Connor Clubhouse right now, immediately following this, wrapping it up. So if you're a patron, go over to Patreon, get on the Patreon page, and we'll do Clubhouse live. So that's going to be amazing. And then we'll repost it later, the audio and everything. So it'll be sweet.
We will.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for this post-E3 discussion, our 4th annual post-E3 review and talking about everything. Hope you all enjoyed it. And we'll see you over right now for Kill Connor Clubhouse.
God, I've realised I haven't got this prepared at all. I really should have posted this a minute ago or something.
Do you want me to read? Well, why don't you set that up and I'll do the post reading of the list, even though you usually do the post.
Yeah, you can do
All right, so thank you for everybody listening, joining us. I hope you enjoyed it, as I said. And to thank a few of the Sweet Vintage lads helping power this podcast over at patreon.com/as always, where we'll be heading over for Kill Connor Clubhouse immediately following this. So if you have any questions that we didn't answer or talk about in this podcast, you can ask us right now in Clubhouse. Plus, we're going to go through the Clubhouse topics. So to thank a few of the Sweet Vintage lads, we have King Richard III, Ballsack 47, Tman or Travis, Billy, the Team Tynamite Captain Robertson, Josh Devillier, Damian, Get to the Chopra, Mario 5380, Lumistrad, Josh Jordan, McZ68, Ben or Modorox, TheHumbleWorm, Elstico 91, Emil Katborg, Austin, Sjors, GdayItslaZer, Prudhvi Muvva, Shaded Rav, Julli, Adam Sundling, HBars12, SaggyTits, Jayce the Last Medici, TheACMJS, James and Lad, Yazen, Joe the Sexy Boi Smith, Brian Ford, Connor Durose, GingerNutJared, Big Up LongEaredFox, George Walford and Fox, Josh Maurer, Gene Marcus Blackburn, Seth, Oscar, RAVJAI, Son of a Bitch Ogeaidogo, Brendon, or BQ Overlord, and Pink Flame 313. Thank you, Sweet Vintage lads. Nice. We'll see you in a second over at Kill Connor Clubhouse episode 30.
I've made the post over there, so that's all good. It's all over on Patreon. So if you do want to come and join us for Kill Connor Clubhouse episode 38 live, literally like now, we'll see you over there. That's just $1. Link in the description, as always. Patreon.com/as always. And that's that. Cool. Nice. We'll see you over there. Literally now.
Yeah, okay. Now. Bye.
Okay. See you later, boys. Goodbye. Oh, bollocks. Hold on. We're still live. Hang on. I just realised I'm signed in because I had to sign into a different account. Sorry, lads. Hang on. I'm figuring it out.
Son of a bitch.
Give me just a brief moment. I do apologize.
We're a professional,
okay, here we
professional
go.
podcast.
Got it sorted. See you later, lads.